Welcome back, everybody. How are we doing? We had a stream last night that went pretty good. Shout out to everybody that was up last night. I was just I was doing laundry and getting my stuff settled in a little bit. Had to clean. I just had like Amazon boxes everywhere. It just looks so much better. I still have more cleaning to do, but my place was just a firestorm. Just getting like I had to go through old boxes to get old gear and shit out. And thank you to everybody that contributed to the successful 2 weekends in a row covering what's going on. It's not done. I'm just, I don't have unlimited funding. It just is what it is. And I'm not going to sit here and beg for money every fucking stream. But it just is what it is. I got a lot of support coming from YouTube here soon. And then I won't have to, we can just go out there. Like I could just book flights because I have made enough money from YouTube to get back out there, but I have to wait now because all that support you guys showed up for the past 2 weeks, YouTube doesn't pay you until like the following month from what you earn from right now. So it'll take a while for all that to kick in. I appreciate everybody though for the support. Otherwise I'd still be out there. I prefer doing all that work too, by the way. So if you guys are new and you guys supported over the last couple weeks, that's what I prefer to do. I like being here at home too and talking to you guys, reading the chat a little easier, but I do prefer what we're doing out there, covering what's happening on the ground. Plus, you guys get a firsthand source, and that's hard to do these days, right? You get a lot of information from social media and social media users, but firsthand sources on the ground are very hard to come by. So I like to do that, and I hope that can continue. Everybody check in. Yeah, we'll go through. Robbie Road Streamer was taken by ICE today in Portland. There's a lot going on. A lot happening on the back end. But yeah, Robbie Road Streamer was taken by ICE, actually. We'll go through that. We got a press conference with Trump and Kash Patel coming up. Here, he posted it. This was a couple hours ago. He had he had the giraffe, his giraffe character, and he was detained.
Hell yeah, let's have a good time today. It's about peace and love in spite of ICE. If you hate brown people,
thank you, John Jones.
If you are a Nazi, come on, ICE, leave Portland. Oh, here they come. They're not ready for primetime players. Woo! Demolition.
They grabbed him.
Hello, what are you doing? He's talking? What? He's just talking.
Good, that dude was annoying. Are you serious? So it's cool. It's all cool and jokes for the federal government to come out and grab you because you're annoying. Okay. We're gonna go through a lot today, guys. It's gonna be revealing about what the right wing of America is all about. They love this. Oh yeah, annoying guy in a giraffe costume who, number one, wasn't even like, I'm not justifying any of this police militarization and bullshit, but look how far away he is from the no-no line. Robbie wasn't even near that. Protesters go right up to that thing. They go right up to that blue line or even just kind of stand on it, and then they get hit with pepper balls. But look how far away he was from the no-go zone that ICE put out there. It's a public, even that blue spot is the public sidewalk, but they put that there. But it's like no excuse regardless. There's no justification for them to take him, but I'm just giving you even the extra for the bootlicking losers out there that'll be like, oh, he would do it. No, look how far away he was from the line. He wasn't standing anywhere near it. He wasn't in their fucking way when they come out. Look, he even moved to the side, actually. He's on the right side of this. So when they came out, he wasn't standing in the middle of the fucking driveway. Again, I'm not justifying any of this. I'm just saying anyone that could, or anyone that would be looking for a reason to, there's nothing. There's nothing. He moved to the right side of the walkway. I stood right in the middle of it when I'd film. I mean, I'm not saying like I'm not protesting. I'm not out there like getting their way. I'm saying when I'm filming though, I'm like not moving until they like come out and spread us out, and then I'm like, staying with the crowd as they move back. But Robbie did, like, he's out there and doing his thing, and he moved out of the way. He didn't even try to get in the way of the police, and then they went right for him. Yeah, it was a target. This was a targeted arrest or a targeted detainment. There's no justification at all for any of this, actually. Like the whole thing, there's no justification at all. But then you got to break it down into stupid layers for people because they're like, this guy was annoying, good, got him, and they're bootlickers. there's nothing at the end of the day. Look, you got the shark guy out there, shark costume. Wow. Wow, the anti-inflatables are really, look, you got a rooster out there. Well, I mean, now we have our martyr, and it's Robbie Road Streamer, because he did nothing but fucking just like sing at people. He wouldn't say anything other than just sing at them.
Ready for primetime players. Woo! Demolition.
Leave him alone. What are you doing? He's talking? He's just talking.
Boo!
So he's, I don't know. We gotta wait and see. I haven't seen any new posts. He's got a GoFundMe if you guys go to his Twitter and want to support him and his detainment in federal fucking prison. If they're going for Robbie Road Streamer and all he does is like dress up in costumes and dance at people, they're going for everybody. It just is what it is. Okay, they're going for all of us. Yeah, again, I'm waiting for this Trump Kash Patel press conference. I think the Insurrection Act is going to get invoked this weekend on Saturday when we have the No Kings protests. I think Trump is going to invoke the fucking Insurrection Act. And it's going to get crazy. So I might stay home just for the memories of like, because like that's where it started in 2020. I think it's about to start here. I'm just being honest with like the way shit's going. I've seen it out there now. I've been out there for the past 2 weeks. I've seen how the right wing is acting. I've seen how their media is reacting. I've seen how Trump is acting. I saw that Antifa roundtable when I was home here for a couple minutes, and then I went to Chicago. Oh yeah, all that's going to happen. And it's all in Project 2025. And we're following along. So that's going to happen. And this is probably the time it's going to. I hope it doesn't. Keep in mind, I hope there is no Insurrection Act invoked, because that will suck, because then we'll be under martial law. And then all of the National Guard that's already kind of stationed but isn't out there because they're being fought in the courts will be out there already. They're already there. That's why I'm like, it's probably going to get invoked, because the guard isn't in the streets. It's being fought in the courts. But if Trump invokes Insurrection Act, the guard's already in spots like in Oregon and in Chicago to just go out there and start. It's not like they got called back. What do you think the Texas Guard is in Chicago for? You think they're just sitting there? You think they're just like taking space? They're waiting for it. Okay, so just be ready for that. Hope it doesn't happen. I'm willing to be completely wrong on that one. I would hope I am, but things are not lining up to be Insurrection Act on Saturday during the No Kings, because of how many protests, and there will be like 10 million people out there in the country, and Trump and their propaganda about Antifa, and anyone's Antifa now, or whatever. So if you're just against Trump, you're Antifa, and you will be called that, and then Trump will likely use this to invoke the Insurrection Act. Okay, so it would be interesting. It would be part of history. You just go out to your No Kings protest, and then watch Orange Cheeto invoke the Insurrection Act, and then we can fucking get busy. And then some real work can get done around here instead of this woke ass fucking like actual woke shit about like, oh, we have to be unified, we got unity, and oh, fuck all that, dude. Are you shitting me? Hell no. Now with all this white supremacist fascism, I'm not unifying with any of that. I'm not unified with any of that at all. No, thank you. So anyways, that's likely coming. I hope I'm wrong. I hope Trump is just like watching AI generated videos of Portland and then doesn't react to it, which is what's happening. Trump is watching Portland, Oregon, and the right wing influencers are showing him likely, or he's just that fucking, or he's that dumb. It's one or the other. He's either that stupid, or right-wing influencers are showing him images of 2020 in Portland, or like just 2020 in general, and he's like, oh. So it's either one or the other. He's either that stupid and just can't see reality, or is refusing to, or he's being shown AI-generated images and video of Portland and what's going on down there. But we could find out something about this press conference here. We could see something here, and it's a little over a half hour from now. Okay, so we'll find out. Like that could be something about this weekend that's coming up, because the government shut down. They're looking for something. These 50501 No Kings protests have been the most chill, no risk of violence at all. The police are like there, like kind of, because they're just like, oh, okay, there's literally zero risk of violence. Just like in Minnesota at the state capitol. you have the Capitol Police, but they're kind of just like ushers. I swear to God, like there's no like they're looking for obviously threats and stuff, but like it's been the most chill protests, but they're just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. The last No Kings protest was massive. It's actually this one in Minnesota has to be in Minneapolis. That's how big it's gonna be. So that's why I'm like probably gonna stay home. But also again, like I don't have the funds to be traveling yet. Yet we're good though. Like in a little bit, but I don't have the money to just go. Like I would like to go back, but I'd have to go to a hotel and like it's another like $1,000 or whatever for a weekend, and we got to save up. And Minnesota will have a massive one in Minneapolis because it can't the capital, which is good because the capital has terrible internet connection for streaming. That's the only reason why, like, if it was going to be at the Capitol in Minnesota, I probably wouldn't have stayed home for sure. I would have went to Chicago definitely because there's no connection. There's no cell service in there. That's for anyone though, not just for me. You go in there, you're done. Like your phone doesn't work. That's for everybody. No TikTokers could do content in there. Nothing. It sucked. So well, but it was still like a good showing though. It was like massive. I was able to upload videos later. But this one in Minnesota is going to be in Minneapolis. But there's a bunch of small, like if you're afraid to go to the cities or whatever, there's a bunch of local protests, like a shitload. Like if you don't want to go into like for example, in Minnesota, if you don't want to go to Minneapolis or whatever, there's like a shitload in all around the state. I just click into it. Oh, how do I zoom in? I have a map. This is all the protests on Saturday, so that's why I'm saying he's likely going to invoke the Insurrection Act. They're just looking for a reason to distract from like everything they're doing. Everything, because it's bad. America's not good right now under Trump. Like it's really bad. It's rapidly declining. Yeah, look at. So if you're afraid to go to Minneapolis or whatever, look at how many fucking protests just in Minnesota. This is just in my home state. You can go to or wherever the hell you're at, basically. They have them all over. Even they have International Falls has one. Holy cow, that'd be fun. I'm gonna go to Minneapolis, but it actually could be interesting to go travel or see these smaller protests. Not that they're less significant, but like there just will be naturally less people there, so it'd be kind of cool. Even in Wisconsin, they're all over Wisconsin. They're all over the place. All over Wisconsin, all over Minnesota, all over the Midwest is fucking, look at that. Showing out. Obviously, I'm from Midwest, so I'm biased. The whole West Coast. Everywhere. The whole coast is just protests. Yeah, the whole northeastern. Yep. Yep. Whole thing. I think if you walk outside in the East Coast, you're probably seeing a protest. Yep. Holy fuck. Yeah, just go outside. If you're in Massachusetts, walk outside, you'll see a protest. They're everywhere. Check out the South though. Okay. Florida though. I mean, on the coast that makes sense. And Florida's got a lot of protests happening. Obviously, I mean, Mississippi, I'm glad they have 4 of them, it looks like. You know? Alabama. There's a protest in every major city. You got a protest in every major city. Which is nice. Nice to see down there. Do this here. Oh boy. Oh. Wow. Even Texas. Put in the chat where you guys are going to be going. Sorry, I didn't have a Stephen Miller moment there. I was looking at a text. I'm talking with journalists about this weekend. As we're looking at the map for it. That's a lot of fucking protests. Oh wow, look at that. Oh. You in Hawaii? Go to a protest in Hawaii, that'd be cool. Alaska. Let me see. Is Alaska doing them? Should be. Yep. Wow. The hell is that? I don't even know. I lived in Alaska. I don't even know where that is, but there's a No Kings protest happening there. That's crazy. Where the hell is that in Alaska? That's up there. You gotta fly to get up there. You can't drive up. You gotta fly to get into that part of Alaska. All the roads are here. The highways and roads and shit are like just this part. Everything else is land, and more land. Jesus, that's up there. I can click on the pins. Oh wow, No Kings Kotzebue. Oh, there's a No Kings in Kotzebue, Alaska. Showing out. This is where I lived. I lived in Fairbanks. Pioneer Park, nice. They have really good walleye fish and walleye buffet there. Oh, it's so good. Pioneer Park is a W. We used to hang out there. Talkeetna is super awesome. Really good fishing in Talkeetna. That's like a tourist town. It's like one road and then there's the river, but it's super cool. It's like a super tourist town, but it's like views everywhere. Like you're not bored. You're like everything. If you're like the outdoors. Oh, that's cool. Alaska's showing out. Look at that. Even Alaska. It'd be interesting. Oh shit. There's got to be No Kings in Canada. I think there was before. Oh, there is. Okay, Ottawa. Okay, some of my Canadian and European. Look at there's No Kings in Canada too. At the embassy, Toronto, at the Toronto courthouse in Canada. I think that's the only two I see. Oh, right on the border of the Up in Canada. Saint Mary. I would like to go up there. I talked to we hung out with Brendan BG on the scene, who's from Michigan. And he told me about the Up. He said it's pretty cool. I still think Wisconsin should take it back, but because they're weak. I'm kidding. That's cool. Let's go over here. Okay, you're up. You're up with the No Kings. I wish this map could like open up a little more though. It's like this one little window. Dublin, Bristol, London, Central Coast, UK, Southampton, Paris is having. Portugal. Spain is having a few of them. What I said, there's ends there. That'd be cool if like Eastern Europe started having No Kings protests too. They could do No Kings and just talk about Putin though, and like have Trump and Putin. That'd be smart. Like if you're in Estonia or Latvia, Lithuania, Ukraine, etc., you could like co-op this and do No Kings, but obviously your fucking tyrant is Putin and Trump too, but like more Putin obviously. Like right now, could be an idea for you guys, and then you get people involved in what the hell's going on to Ukraine. Just an idea. Or something. Yeah, no tyrants. Like in Europe, it's probably I bet some of these are going to be focused on Putin. I mean, you obviously in Europe, you guys have some kings and shit, so you can't really say that. You guys can't say that, but you guys can. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you believe in that. Like, you're like, fuck kings, no more kings anymore. We're done with them. Even though they're kind of like not, kind of just like the financiers now. But you can say no tyrants, no dictators, no kings. Germany, Frankfurt. That's cool. That's really cool to see all that. Florence, Italy. Torino, Italy. Geneva. That's really cool to see that. All right, so there you guys go. Because it's just not the U.S. Even though look at giant. Oh, even South. Oh, Mexico. What the heck? Not in Mexico as well. San Miguel. Madrid. Madrid, Mexico. Not Mexico City, though. Puerto Rico's having one. San Juan. Having no kings on these islands. And the Virgin Islands. Wow. So as you guys can see, they're literally everywhere. Let's see off Antarctica. Having no kings at the base down there. It's crazy. So it's gonna be massive protests. A lot of reason for Trump to invoke a insurrection act. If there's ever a reason, like, and these protests aren't gonna stop. Okay, what's all that? Oh, okay, no, it's Zoom call stuff. So I'm likely going to be attending the one in Minneapolis, y'all. Likely going to be going to the Minneapolis protest to cover it. It's way more organized now, which is fine. It started as just the randoms that were like, we need to protest Trump in February, and it was cold as hell. Got a No Kings hotline. Let's go to Italy. I'll buy you pasta. Let's go to the Italy. I'm my people. Oh no, you guys are sending me to an Italy protest? Darn, heck. No. Okay, they got a whole bunch of guidance. No Kings posters and graphics. Oh wow, you can get the protest. Oh wow. So if you, okay. This is really accessible. The whole toolkit. This is for like content creators and stuff. Like if you're, I mean, obviously I talk about politics aligned that are like left leaning, I suppose. But I'm not like a Democratic Party influencer. And I won't be ever. But this is probably for like those content creators that want to like get their people out there. I mean, some of this could be good to post, I suppose. Just to tell you guys I'm going to be out there. That's cool. They got all of the shit. Flyers, rally signs. So you can make signs out of this stuff if you want. If you take it to like FedEx Kinko's or something, you could get that into a sign. Where are they getting it? George Soros is giving it to them. It's a secret. Antifa, we gotta unravel this Antifa terrorist cell. And they're giving like nice media toolkits. Everything's open in the public. Accessible to the public, which it should be. Crazy. All right, so like I'm kind of low-key waiting for this press conference to see what it's about. So I'm like not really going into other topics yet. But the comments you guys are watching from though, we're waiting for this, to be honest. We just went into the No Kings that's coming up on Saturday. What up, Arizona? Media attention. Getting media attention is fundamental. Build a media list. A list of reporters and media outlets in your area that you want to tell about your event. Wow. Wisconsin, Virginia. What up, Germany? Colorado, upstate New York, Belgium. Hello, Austin. Your coverage always rocks. Happy to see you live. Appreciate that. Debt T. I can't wait to get back out there on the streets for you guys. It's just a money thing right now for me. I'm truly independent. I don't have any corporate influence or backers like you saw the Antifa Roundtable journalists have, right? They get super funding from super PACs and get fucking millions to do what I do, but for like an hour. And then the whole time, that whole hour, it's just agitprop. Introduce yourself to reporters, giving reporters a heads up about your event. Oh, this is for if you wanted to plan to know kings in your town, which anyone can do. You don't need to be connected to anything. Like, they're like literally helping people. Like, hey, if you want to start some shit, here's everything you need to know about how to do it. Because they're like a lot of grassroots protest stuff doesn't like it's all kind of like in the know. Like you got to just be a part of it and then suffer terrible leadership in your grassroots thing, and then information on like how to do it all is usually not passed down, or it is, but you have to like be a part of it to know how it works. So I mean, this is cool. The protest starter pack, hell yeah, that's what it looks like. Practices for hosts, yeah. So there you go. If you don't, I mean, it's coming up on Saturday. I don't know if you don't want to go to the big city or whatever. Looks like every major city in the U.S. is having one. So if you don't want to go to the big city, there's probably one close to you, but I guess there you can do it yourself. You're not going to get paid though. So if you're looking for a paycheck, or like the right wing says, George Soros bucks or whatever, that's not going to happen. I mean, you could, I don't know, you probably, I don't know, people would probably support your efforts with just like fundraising, I guess. With like, if you need shit, but it's up to you to do that, I guess. Like if you do a GoFundMe or something for if you need gear or whatever, that's like up to you though. And if people in your community want to pay you for that, but you're not getting paid, there's no paycheck. Told you guys, if you want paychecks, you have to go right wing. I'm gonna keep reminding you that. If you want paychecks for political actions, you have to do Republican stuff. That's it. Or you get fundraising, which is a battle. Okay, because other people have their issues that they're fundraising for, right? When you're on the grassroots part of it, so it's like, and it's just tough because like you got issues that kind of battle each other for fundraising, and like which one's morally more sound to fundraise to at the time. So it's like tough to get your grassroots thing going because you're not getting any funding. You ain't getting shit. You're getting hopes and prayers, honestly. You're getting thoughts and prayers at your grassroots thing when you start. And you hope that people will continue to support it. And if not, I mean, shit. You can try to get some sponsor stuff, but that's all on you to do. You have to do that. No one's doing it for you. So really, really quick chat. We're waiting on this press conference. I'm stalling. I have things I want to talk about, but I don't want to get into it until the press conference begins. You have the Young Republican group chat that came out yesterday. We talked about it last night on the stream. At the end of the day, let me just get it up here. I guess, you know what? No, where's the Young Republicans? There you go. They're not even young. They're like my age. Am I young? When you say Young Republicans, I'm thinking like the TPUSA, like they're like I think I bookmarked so much bullshit now. Let me see if I can find a picture when I think of like Young Republicans. And there you go. There you go. That's the Young Republicans to me. They're all wearing the same variant of clothes, and it looks like that. Okay. So when you say Young Republicans and they're like 30-year-old washed looking grown adults who this is the Young Republicans. None of them are young. Okay. None of these four are young whatsoever. But you got a lot of right-wing accounts and influencers that are coming to they're like, why do we have to condemn this? That's woke. I thought we stopped having to do that. And that's basically what's going on right now. Here's just some of that's Mike Johnson with Porker #1. Nazi Porker 1. There's Elise Stefanik, who is like in charge of these young Republicans who are not really young. I'm young to like somebody in their 50s or like 60s. I feel that. I understand that. But like, I'm not young anymore. Okay, I'm like mid. I'm like getting mid. I'm mid now. Young, again, like I said, is 20s. TPUSA kids, Groypers now. Those are the young Republicans that are coming. Groypers and the TPUSA Charlie Kirk kids. These are washed ass, almost middle-aged men. You got guys' hairlines already all the way back. He's trying to send the country back to where his hairline's going. Well, you can get that fixed now. You don't have to live life like that anymore. It's called shaving it off. It's bald. It's a rite of passage, I think. I have so much hair still. I have to keep thinning my hair. I'm 32, and I have to thin my hair out. My male friends. I know, tough life, but it still sucks though. I fucking just sweat my ass off. But I promise you, when it comes time, I'm cool with going bald. Okay, I'm cool with that. When like I get old and then my hair does go bad, not right now though, but when it does eventually, because it will, I will go bald, and just accept that. Like, what are you holding on to? Oof, Mike Lawler. Just to show you guys that they're directly connected to the Republican Party. It's not just like randoms. You got this Gavin Wax character who leaked the messages to left-wing media. So then you got Nazis like this chick who was in the Surrounded video from Jubilee and like was nearly crying because like she was like couldn't believe that she couldn't be a Nazi. So she was like almost gonna cry in the video. And so they're more worried about the fact that this Gavin Wax leaked the messages than they are from what the messages said, which is expected. You shouldn't be shocked. There should be no Pikachu shocked face from these messages. And this is the Republican Party. This is the Republicans that vote. This is the young generation of Republicans. The old-timey, your idea of like your old grandparent, conservative grandparents and shit, that is so gone. Even then, like my grandpa is Union lib. Okay, who is still more conservative than these conservatives that claim they are. But like that, whatever idea of some nice ass conservative traditional shit that isn't Nazi, that doesn't exist. It does not exist at all. That Politico leaked messages is conservatism. You know what we should start asking MAGA and Republicans? What is a conservative? That's what. Do you know what? That's the debate. Wick. If someone tag Wick, tell him he needs to do a debate, and it needs to be what is a conservative? Because what is one now? Is it a Nazi? Actual? Because like after this, like they're just like this. We have to do this. We have to accept this. This language is just locker room talk. Remember, it was like grab them by the pussy and shit. It was locker room talk, and now it's like we will put them in gas chambers. We call black and brown people watermelon people or whatever the fuck they said. That is locker room talk now. You see how it's just getting worse? It's like slowly getting worse. The more that, like, because there's no accountability. There is none. There has been zero accountability on the direction the right wing has taken. None. And whenever there is like a little bit of some attention on the right wing, on what they're doing. It's like, oh, but the Democrats. Oh, well, this Jay Jones character who I didn't even know, some Virginia AG race. I don't fucking. There's no culture of like, there's no culture of that within a Democratic Party. Every single time there's any violent action ever, whether it be political or like the weather or a war, the Democratic Party and their leadership are like posting like thoughts and prayers, but like more than that. And they're like, I'm sorry to hear this so bad. I condemn violence and in all ways. Please look at how bipartisan we are. Every single time. Please, we are being so bipartisan. We are bipartisan and bipartisan right now. And the Republicans never do that. Ever. Never once. Never ever. Never once. Don't do it. They don't. It's not a thing. Look at here's an example of it. So, new Timu Charlie Kirk number 1, because you got Cam, who's also a Timu. You got a bunch of different versions. This is Wish Charlie Kirk. So you got Cam Higbee is Timu Charlie Kirk. Brylan is Wish Charlie Kirk. There we go. That'll make it easier. So he's condemning it. Right? He's like, yeah, this is bad. These messages about joking about gas chambers, slavery, and R words, like that's bad. But also it's like it's almost as bad as the Democratic nominee for Virginia Attorney General. Both sides are bad. It's all bad. Okay, that's no. Just dismiss Politico. No need to counter signal from Lauren Chen, who helped organize Russian funding to Tim Pool and shit. Here are your 30 pieces of social media attaboys. They're like, you fucking idiot. This ain't the 2010s, you little fairy. Yeah, Brylan. We don't grovel to the left, and we don't do that. And I get the feeling you're more triggered because they were likely talking about bug men like you. Yeah, you're a bug man now. Yeah, you bug man. That's another right-wing thing now. Because they're just like slowly becoming, what's that movie where like words are just like grunts? What's that movie? Fuck, Idiocracy. I said it before chat did. I hope they continue to bully and displace young Republicans like you. Damn, Lauren. It's not very right-wing, Christ is King, America first, right-wing unified thing to say. Dang, dude. Never apologize, men. Never. Don't give them anything. Christ is King, but never apologize for rape jokes or racism. Yep. Christ is King. God is my savior in like every bio of these people. Seriously, fuck Gavin Wax, another upcoming leader of the Republican Party. Should be immediately blacklisted from any political circle. Zero tolerance for friendly fire. So more worried about the fact that what the messages came to light than being like, hey, you're the one that leaked it. It's your fault. Not like what the context of the messages were saying. The real problem they have with the group chat is young men being young men, which again, these fucks are not fucking young men. And this one's questionable. Okay, for sure. Like it or not, this is how we talk in our own spaces. If you're a loser, if you believe that you're a part of a male loneliness epidemic, if you're an incel, incels talk like that. Incels talk like that in all male spaces. For sure. They can do that. But like normal men don't do that. Because it's like that's why would you do that? You have like a job, or you have a lot of friends, or you're like a normal person. I don't know. So if you're an incel and you're in a space with like all other incels, then for sure, definitely. They want to utterly crush, demoralize, and emasculate any and all forms of male communication and camaraderie. If you need male communication and camaraderie over racism and R-word jokes, and yeah, and gassing gas chambers and Nazi shit, then I mean that says more about what you're looking for camaraderie. That is just such bullshit. That is not what men should be unifying over. And if anything, it's a bunch of men that like end up just fucking each other, because I'm just gonna be serious. I have no problem with at all with my LGBTQ plus homies. Please do that and love who you want to love. But this group of men that do this all hate women. They all are fucking each other. Okay, and they are if they get lucky doing that. But most of them are incels. Or they just take turns fucking each other. That's just how it works here. Because they hate women, they shit on everything women do. They hate themselves because they want to fuck each other, and they have to pretend to hate gay people to at least put that out there for their politics. But they themselves are often what they claim to hate. That's why it's so important to never apologize for it, and frankly, to just start talking in public like we all do in private. Like you haven't been doing that? That already hasn't been happening? Christian father, author, CEO of Gab AI. Christian father. Usually the bio. We got this press conference starting any moment now. I'm waiting for it to kick in. I got so many more tweets like this to go through. Okay, do we have like video feed or something? Forbes. Nope. Hey, Mr. President, it's so good to service you. So the young Republicans actually disavowed. So some of these young Republican groups did disavow it. Such behavior is entirely inconsistent with our values and has no place. So they said this is the North Carolina Federation of Young Republicans wholeheartedly condemns all forms of racism, anti-Semitism, and hate. Such behavior is entirely inconsistent with our values. Okay. It has no place within our organization, the Young Republican movement, and the broader conservative cause. We call on all those involved to resign immediately. Our movement must be built on integrity, accountability, and respect for all. Oops. That's woke. Uh-oh, you did the woke words. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Woke words. Enough about my racist past. Let's talk about my racist future. It's crazy. Way to pander to the left and throw some dudes who are joking around to the wolves. Are you sitting like this when you type this? I love when they eat themselves. It's funny. What do you see? Fucking, they hate it. They hate accountability. Thanks for bravely rushing in to immediately disavow your own guys to appease the people who would laugh at watching you get shot in the neck. Jesus. Yeah, how dare you disavow? We don't do that here. Only the left has to. And then we get them fired from their jobs. So here's the Young Republicans of Texas. They posted Jay Jones's text, which goes, you simply, which context of this, you weren't simply asking questions and you know it. I genuinely was. I wasn't attacking. I was trying to understand your logic. You were trying to understand. You were talking about hopping Jennifer Gilbert's children would die. Yes, I've told you before, only when people feel pain personally do they move on policy. Damn. Little dark there. This statement in a vacuum, though, is true. Like if you were to not say that after that comment, though, that's a little dark. But this comment on its own, though, is absolutely true. It just is. The thoughts and prayers are hopium didn't work last year, did it? All these people that are coming out now, like they hate Trump, but they can't believe this. They can't believe this could happen. Well, they had to feel. What did Trump say? What are Trump's own words? You're gonna have to feel a little pain. You're gonna have to feel a little pain to get. What did Trump? Hold on, let me get the quote right. What did he say? The Americans could feel some pain. Those new tariffs. Okay, so but that's true though for anything. Like Americans do not move until like their pockets are touched first and foremost, until their money is touched. Like that is the thing. And not like you could sympathy farm and try and be like, look how bad this is. This is morally wrong. Look how terrible this is. They don't give most will not give a fuck. It's when their money is impacted because we have nothing else. We are in capitalism. That's what runs our life. So when capitalism is affected and your money is hit, then your shit is changing. This dude's talking about dying kids though, so I don't know what that's about. Disavow. Yeah, that's bad. Okay. We were appalled by these violent. Okay, so then they go, I don't give a fuck how racist, anti-Semitic, and homophobic that group chat was. I do give a fuck about literal communists who want you dead because you're white. Sure. Leonardo, Joni. Look how big these accounts are, though. Just to show you that these aren't just fucking randoms. The right wing likes to go and pick random accounts with like 4 followers and be like, look at the left. That's their favorite thing to do. That's what you guys have to pay attention to is in right wing agitprop, they literally find social media users with no following really. And they'd be like, this is left. This is the Democratic Party. So I'm just making sure you guys can see how many followers these fucking people have, and they're not nobodies. They're nobodies maybe to you because you don't know this fucking web of right-wing grift farming. Like you don't know that. That's fine. Like I don't know who this person is, but like they have a lot of followers. That's all that really matters. They're influencing a fuckload of people. That's the war. I'd fuck everyone who turns on young Republicans and fuck Gavin Wax. Okay, here's more Republican stuff that's coming.
Your daughters will be raped and your sons beheaded unless we stop Islam once and for all. Took the power from the devil, then he freed us. We're done turning the other cheek. Remember, David didn't pray for Goliath. He killed them. America is a Christian nation, so those terrorist Muslims can fuck off to any of the 57 Muslim nations. There is only one true God.
She's running for Congress. She'll probably eventually like get in there somehow. Like this is like where the direction the Republican Party is going. That's why like I have such a beef with people like Professor Gertis. It's like a one-way beef because he doesn't engage, which is fine. I'm just preaching into the void. But if you're conservative and you think your party is coming back to sanity, it's never going to. You're done. If you think the Republican Party is coming back to, I don't even know. You're so out of your mind. You are out of your mind and you need to wake up. The Republican Party is going into Nazi mode in extreme ways.
And that is the God of Israel.
This is their politics. This is the politics. Here's the Young Republicans' statement in general, though, the board of directors for the whole thing. They say, we're appalled by the violent and inexcusable language revealed in the political article published today. Such behavior is disgraceful, unbecoming of any Republican, and stands in direct opposition to the values of our movement represents. Those involved must immediately resign from all positions within their state and local young Republican organizations. We must hold ourselves to the highest standards of integrity, respect, and professionalism. Wow, did some lib write this? Wow. Wow, that was some woke words. Wow, disavowing? Oh, wow. 15K comments. They got ratioed. 14,000, like, yeah. Good words. Hey, finally, accountability. Hold on, we don't do that here. Whoa, this is a woke checkpoint, and you do not pass. Well, you're not. You're only appalled because it was caught. Never apologize. No idea what was quoted in the political. This is average MAGA. Never apologize. No idea what was quoted in the political article, and I don't care. Stop letting the left fire up the outrage machine. I don't even know what was said. I don't know the context. I don't know anything, but I have my opinion. That's MAGA. That's like literally, that's MAGA for you. This response is why we lose. You lost what? What have they lost? They have the whole government, brother. See how they're a perpetual victim mentality? They're victims forever. They are forever victims. The fuck you mean you lost? MAGA, apparently you guys lost. So whenever you tell me like to stop crying because Trump's my president and I lost, apparently no, you have to say that you lost now. You're actually wrong. So Trump won, but you lost though. There you go. I fucking make sense of that. That's why we are where we are. That's why America's fucked. Because you have a fuckload of losers like this. And a lot of them. The fuck you mean? You control the presidency, the both chambers of the Congress, the Supreme Court. What else do you want? What else do you want? They want the culture. They want to control the culture, and they just can't because they look like this. That's really what it is in America. They have control of the government. You know what they don't have is the people and the control of the culture. And when they start to, they're going to find out how much like people that aren't politically involved are going to reject this. Most Americans are not politically involved. That's also another fact. Most Americans have no fucking idea who's who in Congress, who's fucking what's happening. Most Americans have no idea. They just don't. And it's just like too much. And I'm not shitting on them for that. I'm just being honest with you. They don't know. So when it comes time for people like this to start enacting white supremacy moves and like start doing open racism shit and like group chats like this get exposed, normies are going to be like, whoa, what the fuck is that? Maybe everything the libs have been saying that I hear about on Facebook, oh God, it must be true then, because I don't know. I have no idea. I just read my Facebook page. And then when you, it's, I never want to hear about being late again. We're so on time. But this is who's trying to influence. There you go. Holy shit. This looks like the person that attacked me in Chicago. There they are. The master race, guys. This is the master race. Oh boy. Have they ever thought that they're not the master race because it's a skill issue? Have they ever like been like, yo, you know, we're losing our dominance because our genes suck? You guys ever think that? Like your genes are terrible? Gene pool just didn't make it? Like, do you ever think about that? Like, who's the real, like, honestly, if they're fading out, then what's the actual, you know, a skill issue? I don't know. Yesterday was a day of remembrance for Charlie Kirk, apparently, guys. I'm just going through all of my bookmarks of what I have. Most of it's around this Young Republicans thing, but I forgot why I did this. Keep the young Republicans away from the barracks at all costs. The whole military about to get canceled. While we have dark humor in the military, and it is dark humor, not a single time did I ever hear someone refer to black and brown people as watermelon people. Not ever did I hear about how you're giving nationals too much credit and expecting the Jew to be honest. I never heard any of my soldiers or sergeants talk about the gas chambers and how based they were. I didn't hear any fucking anti-Semitism. Never once. That shitting on Jewish people was just not like even a thing. That's not even there. Talking about watching people burning. Nope. Never happened. Hearing a soldier or an NCO talking about how they love Hitler. Nope. Never happened once. Never heard that one. And we had one incident of a like a racist letter that was sent to another soldier. And do you know what happened? Do you know what happened when that letter was found? We had a recall formation, and we had the people that were responsible. They were investigated by CID and were kicked out. And the whole unit knew about it because we were called in for it specifically. And we were and our commander and our first sergeant screamed at us for like a half hour, the whole unit, because of one racist letter to another soldier between two soldiers. And like everybody got fucking grilled about how that's not okay. And boy, like I remember that, and we were deployed when that happened. We got called to the maintenance bay. We were in a maintenance bay in our fucking civilian clothes, standing there at parade rest in formation, getting screamed at for some shit none of us did, but it was like, that is just how serious it's taken. Well, I don't know what it's like now, and you got Pete Hegseth, and like they're trying to make this the culture of the military now. But when I was in, this wasn't the culture of the military I was in. Some people did this shit, onesies and twosies, but they were fucking, nobody liked them. Or they had to keep it quiet. Like, there, for sure, there's definitely some people in the military that are racist, white supremacists. Like, it's just like they're more drawn to that type of a job, but like they weren't open about it. They weren't like gleeful about it. They weren't like, it was hard to detect. And when you did, they were investigated. But I'm really worried about the direction the military is going now with Pete Hegseth, because this is going to become the culture. So this is bullshit. Like, the dark humor did not revolve around any of that. Supercut of comments from Republicans today alone about the No Kings rallies taking place this weekend. This has to be some of the worst and most anti-American coordinated messaging of all time.
This No Kings rally this weekend, that's the blue hair anthropomorphic, experiment that's going to happen up here in Washington, D.C.
Blue hair anthropomorphic experiment, he said? Blue hair.
I encourage you to watch. We call it the Hate America rally that'll happen Saturday. Let's see who shows up for that. I bet you see pro-Hamas supporters. I bet you see Antifa types. I bet you see the Marxists in full display, the people who don't want to stand and defend the foundational truths of this republic.
You see how they're talking? If you are against Trump, it doesn't matter how conservative you are. You could be the most conservative person ever, have voted for all Republicans, and you're just like, yeah, no, fuck Trump. Like, that, I can't do that. You are a lib now. I don't know how else to say it. And if you like can't accept that, you have to go to MAGA, and then that's just your side. If you are any conservative, if you are any type of conservative, and you want to hold on to that, you can't. Really, I mean, you can deep down inside in your little, you can be like, I'm conservative, but like, you can't be, or you can't be against Trump. The line is in the sand. It's been drawn. Like, it just continues to be shown to us. So you can be out there. You're guaranteed at these No Kings protests, especially, there's been conservatives out there that are just fed up with Trump, and they're like, want to be a part of something. They've probably been conservative their whole life, and they're out there. They just aren't like, I'm a lib or whatever. They're just standing there, or they're just like in the crowd. For sure, 1000%. Or like Trump voters that are losing their money, they're losing their farm. They're losing their farm, and Argentina's getting support because of Javier Milei and his propaganda. Or tariffs destroying small businesses, which was all by design, so that way Bezos and other ultra giga rich people can get money. Like, your small business is taking inventory away from Bezos, y'all. And Amazon shit. Like, if you have inventory coming in and you got something worked out to have your small business running, that's Jeff Bezos. He's got to have that. Or your shit's got to be AI factory. Like, your inventory and all your shit's taking space for the billionaires. So you got a lot of small business owners that are like MAGA and shit, because like they think they got a lot of money. And like, yeah, you could probably have a lot of material possession and stuff and like be all right out here making six figures. You can have a good life making just six figures. You can do that. It's entirely possible. But they got a lot of people that just make six figures that think they're fucking millionaire light out here. And they're just like 3 steps away from becoming a billionaire or like an ultra rich person. So they vote MAGA because they're thinking they're getting all these fucking kickbacks and they're not even at the level of rich to get any of it. Even though, yes, you're making a good amount of money being 6-figure paid. That is a lot of money. Still is. You can have a great life making 6 figures. Golly, I wish I could make 6 figures. I mean, well, hopefully someday here soon. But you have a lot of people that are like that aren't millionaires but pretend they are. And then they advocate for policies that will directly hurt them, like voting for Trump and these tariffs, which are literally destroying them.
To stand and defend the foundational truths of this republic.
You know, this crazy No Kings rally this weekend, which is going to be the farthest left, the hardest core, the most unhinged in the Democratic Party, which is, you know, a big title.
Which is so crazy. I've covered both. You can go back on my channel. I'll make sure I organize my YouTube channel so everything is so much easier. Like I don't know what I'll do. I'll make even better playlists of my videos so you guys can see. Like these protests, they're scared because of how big they are. But there's no, like, for example, this weekend, the risk of getting tear gassed and flashbanged was at like at the max. In Portland, I did get tear gassed and flashbanged. Those aren't the 50501 No Kings protests though. Those are just people going out to protest ICE directly. These No Kings protests have been the most peaceful historical protests probably in the history of the U.S. Probably second to like the civil rights movement, to be honest, with how massive they are. Because even in 2020, I can't really say a lot of like those protests were mostly, it's cringe to say, they were overwhelmingly peaceful, but there were riots in those. Like there were riots that did take place within those protests, but it wasn't the majority of the time. In this Trump presidency, these massive protests have only been peaceful. And no riots, no fucking pandemonium, no fighting with the police, nothing. If anything, the police have learned since 2020 and how to de-escalate situations and not show up to a massive protest in riot gear, because that's going to get people going. So a lot of the police now, which are going to be called woke, by the way, that's going to be another thing. You're going to have Antifa cops. That's going to be a thing. Just be ready for that. So if you have a police force that's actually put time into understanding de-escalation, and they know how to, because they've trained for it now for the last 5 years, and they know how to make sure they're not impeding on a protest while also making sure the traffic isn't getting in their shit, and like it's just a whole lot of logistical shit that the police had to learn, because they can't just go up to protests and gas people. They just can't do that. So they had to learn how to navigate massive protests in the country, and some are better than others on how they do that. But you're going to have MAGA that are going to refer to police forces that aren't being militant to protests as Antifa cops. Clip this. They're going to call them Antifa cops. Just like with the judges that are going against Trump are activist judges. Anybody that stands against Trump you are the enemy. Okay? And then there's no other way, there's no other nuance to go with there. There's no gray area there. There isn't like, oh, well, you disagree with Trump, but like, no, you're still with us. No, you disagree with Trump or you go against Trump, you are on the other side of the line, no matter what.
And, you know, no kings equal no paychecks. No kings equal no paychecks.
Clearly, the Democrat Party of today is
That's my representative. He sucks so bad.
not your grandfather's
That's Tom Emmer. Sucks so bad.
Democrat.
Is he so bad that one of his family members reached out to apologize to me for how bad he is, actually? His cousin or something reached out to me and messaged me. He's like, I'm sorry, my cousin is so dog shit. I didn't know what to respond. I was like, I couldn't believe this.
Clearly, the Democrat Party of today is not your grandfather's Democrat Party. They care about one thing and one thing only: appeasing the radical pro-terrorist wing of their party.
You know, the same crowd
Pro-terrorist wing.
planning to protest at their I Hate America rally this
I Hate America rally. Well, here, you can just look at my shit. This is the first one.
It's hard to see right now.
I bet you'll see more American flags upside down at this one, but American flags are out there and shit.
I'm sorry. Maybe as people dip out here, we can see a little more.
Another American flag. Another one. 1, 2, 3. Oh, a couple of those are upside down. That one's not. Little American flag. No, there's some more. Oh, those ones are upside down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look somewhere over there. You know, you're gonna have conflicting opinions on that. You're gonna have some people in the protests that'll be like, "Yeah, fuck that flag," and then some people will be like, "No, we gotta return to like what the principle of America is," and like they're gonna use the flag as like that rallying cry. And you just have to get used to it. The coalition against Trump's gonna be against a fuckload of people. Okay, it just is what it is. That's why I love it. There's just a bunch of randoms, and they're like just against Trump, whether they're conservative, because there are fucking conservatives out there, or they're far left, or they're libs. And it's fun for me to watch all that, to see just the mix of the crowd. There's a Palestine flag in there. There's even Ukrainian flags in there. Like, it's just a mix. There's a Ukrainian flag right there. But there's some in the front or whatever. No Israeli flags though. Just throwing that out there. Nobody supports Israel. Only social media online supports Israel and like the government. Like, people obviously will support the Israeli people. Like, that's different. But, like, the government, though, and, like, Israel as a state, that shit's so done. They destroyed their whole anything for any type of support for Israel. Like, it's cooked. They're going to have to, I don't know. Like, a whole generation of young people around the world now hate Israel. So, and you can't undo that. Well, like multiple generations now, but like generation that's young is like they're starting out like that way. I had to learn over the past couple years. I just defaulted to, I thought Israel's our ally or whatever, but I didn't know. But now you have the generations that are like aware of how bad Israel is and like their government. Good luck to them on that, I guess. But yeah, you see a whole bunch of different messages, a whole bunch of different political beliefs and ideologies that will be in the crowd. All over the place. So to call it like a Marxist, communist, like Antifa, people are in black bloc, I don't even know what they're describing, but it's not what these protests have been, or what the movement against Trump is, because it's a big one.
Protest at their I Hate America.
Am I going to cover the Trump Cash conference? Yeah, when it starts. I'm waiting for it. I'm kind of lagging. I'm delaying so we can watch. Yep, we will be.
To protest at their I Hate America rally this weekend.
Well, one of the things that I hope Cash Patel and Pam Bondi are looking into is, the funding of these groups. Who pays for the buses to bus a lot of these folks in? Who pays for the trucks that have?
Who pays for the buses to bus them in? As you guys are struggling to find parking for these. Better plan ahead and you get your parking spot, because the parking sucks because there's a fuckload of people. But yeah, I mean, you gotta take public transportation. That's could be a good idea to Minneapolis. Probably take that, because if you're going downtown Minneapolis, your parking is gonna be terrible. Just telling you.
Have riot gear that they hand out to the peaceful protesters.
All the riot gear.
And I hope they are peaceful here. The No Kings protest, or whatever. But again, it's absurd.
We shouldn't have to wait until the Hate America rally this weekend or whatever it is.
For what? No. What's the rest of that? We shouldn't have to wait for what? I wish they didn't cut that. For the Insurrection Act. I bet you it's going to be the Insurrection. Just be ready for that. Okay, so that's coming up for... more on that. There's like 2 topics I want to talk about. I want to go into deeper on the Young Republicans thing. So I have bookmarks for that. So we're not done with that yet. I guess while we're waiting for Trump and Cash, there's a good Washington Post article that actually I was quoted in, and I did share it out. Oh boy. Okay, I'm in there. I did share it to my Discord and my Facebook group about the protests, and let's see if I can find it. Oh, it might be just on my X account. It's not on their homepage anymore. It was a pretty well-written article about the situation in Portland and the protesters and counter-protesters. Where is it now? Here you go. I had to log in and shit. So even Preston retweeted it. Inside the online battles streaming for a single block in Portland, since we're talking about protests. Well, we're waiting for Kash Patel and Trump and whatever that means, whatever's going to happen with that. Okay, conservative influencer was arrested in Portland. Trump was watching, as we knew. As the president tries to send in the National Guard, a phalanx of conservative influencers is working to support his claim that Portland is burning, which is why I said what I said to Cam Higbee. He's working for Trump. He's an arm. He's a little secret media or state media for Trump, and that's really what this conservative MAGA shit is going to be. And there's Nick Sorter, who also looks like the group of the young Republicans, right? He'd fit right in. Who also needs to give up his hairline. If you're a dude and you got to grow the top part of your head out and have like a fucking strings of hair here, let it go. Let it go. Your shit's way back there. During the 4 hours Nick Sorter sat in jail in the morning of October 3rd, the conservative influencer wondered if anyone even knew he'd been arrested. End of story. And I wish that's how it would end. And that's it. I wish that's how it would go, because that's how relevant these people actually fucking are. But because of our media and because of the right wing, they become darlings and they become heroes. He had no cell phone. He could make local calls, but he didn't know anyone's number in Portland. Skill issue. Why the fuck would you go to Portland without knowing anybody there? I mean, you can do that, but like, you should make connections. Like, what the fuck? Outside, though, his online allies are blaring the news. A right-wing journalist, and not the leftists who assaulted him at ICE protest, had been arrested by Portland police. Within hours of his release, Sorter had a message from Trump via a White House aide. And Trump messaged him personally saying, "Nick, I saw you on television." The message read, "Great job. We're behind you 100%. Let us know if there's anything we can do." Okay, which is why I said this is to Nick Sorter, but Cam Higbee and the whole Antifa roundtable have the same exact thing going for him. Direct connection to Trump, who then will send the National Guard if these little agitprop losers are attacked or whatever, or they lie that they're attacked. Over the next few days, conservative media spotlighted Sorter's arrest to amplify Trump's claims that leftists were engaging in destructive mayhem in Portland. By Wednesday, Sorter himself was at the White House addressing a roundtable, which we were all in. I was covering all this on the ground. It was perfect timing, I guess, to get back out there. But you guys watched it all through my lens. At the same time, Nick Sorter was like crying about being he was the reason why the situation in Portland is what it is now, and why patriots are out there and fucking Matt Tardio drawing op orders, and why it's just such a nice shit show because of Nick Sorter making himself a victim and then lying and saying that Portland is a war zone because he made himself a victim. So as we watched that Antifa roundtable. It was gross. The fact that we're here today at such short notice shows how serious you guys are taking this issue, Sorter told Trump as he blew him and other cabinet members. The Portland politicians are literally willing to sacrifice their own citizens just to appease these Antifa terrorists. It's sickening. I've seen it firsthand, obviously. Okay. Floodlit by DHS spotlights the square outside the ICE facility where Sorter was arrested is more staged than Battleground, which in recent months has become a real-life live-action set for an increasingly fevered standoff over the nation's future. You know what I can see, too? You know what else, besides the potential of the Insurrection Act for this weekend, is MAGA to start their own protests. For what? Just to protest the protests. That's what it is. They're already out there in Portland. I can see them doing their own little MAGA shit. Like, I don't know. Whatever they want to call it. Sorter's experience in the White House use of it shows how these events can be shaped and polished in a fractured media ecosystem that selectively spins 10-second video clips into furor, and ultimately policy in an administration that has harnessed the power of social media to inspire and enrage. So it's a perfect recipe for disaster when you have right-wing media influencers out there and an administration that's willing to engage in their agitprop. Oh, look there's Matt Tardio. There's the whole little group of them that we were filming. The dog was cool. The dog is the coolest person in the whole group. We got to meet the dog. And also Nick Sorter and that little blonde chick were like touching each other the whole time. It was weird. It was like watching two high school kids like flirt. Like they were literally like, she would like lean on him and he would like push her and like they were like fucking like flirting. It was so weird. So I don't know if they had like a thing or what, but they were like all over each other the whole time. Watching that. Hold on. I just free the dog. But you guys see it, look at Matt Tardio with his Hollister shit on. I told you guys. Yeah, see, this is what Matt Tardio was dressed out there. So when I was like, he's wearing American Eagle and he's like talking about how Portland is war ravaged, you maybe shouldn't listen to him. I was wearing what I was wearing because I stand in the middle between the police and the protest, and I'm getting gassed, and I have a risk of getting hit with projectiles, which I did. It was my foot, but I've been hit in the head and the body by projectiles from the police. I'm not worried about the protesters. I'm not wearing that because of the protesters. I'm wearing that because the police come out militant. Look at him with his white hat. Small. So they even have to put the right-wing streamers gather in front of the ICE detention facility in Portland. I spilled some of my Celsius, so I had to clean it up a little bit. My bad. In the weeks since Trump said he would send the National Guard to the city, two distinctly different scenes have developed. During the day, a crowd of mostly homegrown activists staged deliberately absurd protests designed to provoke or embarrass government officials wearing pajamas, inflatable animal costumes, or, if all goes right, at the planned naked bike ride, which already happened. You guys saw video clips from that. But at night, the scene often turns violent, with leftist demonstrators exchanging blows with counter-protesters, at times shoving and spitting on federal law enforcement officers, lobbing fireworks, and attacking conservative influencers and journalists. Portland police have largely held back, stepping in sporadically to make targeted arrests rather than clearing the block, to the frustration of federal authorities. Almost every moment is captured to push a political message online as leftists aim their phones at law enforcement officers and conservatives turn their cameras at those leftists, documenting their crimes, reveling in the frustration, and celebrating the, at times, violent arrests that occur from their face-offs with federal officers. When I was out there, I mean, I didn't see any fireworks getting lobbed. There was one firework that went off in the street up the road. That was like, that was random. Shoving or spitting on law enforcement. When they do that, they're grabbed. So if they shove or spit on law enforcement, they're grabbed and put on a cart and then are made into propaganda. So if they want to do that, I mean, the government's just going to use you for propaganda and then take your humanity away. So it's like situation there. Attacking conservative influencers and journalists is kind of weird. I don't know who's being attacked out there in terms of like the conservative influencers. Last week, Sorter's arrest inspired a group of camera-wielding Trump loyalists to stake out a chunk of sidewalk outside the facility. Some, like Sorter, describe themselves as journalists and are unabashed in their support for ICE and openly contemptuous on the leftist demonstrators whom they accuse of being members of Antifa. Several were invited into the ICE facility, like anyone that wanted to. That was on the MAGA side. That was it. To film the rooftops alongside federal agents with pepper ball guns trained on the protesters. Local and national media organizations, including the Oregonian newspaper, Oregon Public Broadcasting, the Seattle Times, and the Washington Post, were denied interviews, much less entry. Dang! So little MAGA influencers got in there, but the established news did not, let alone someone like me, or like Portland Andy. You're not getting in there. You got to be connected to the White House, like as I told Cam. One influencer's footage was adopted by the White House for a sizzle reel that set tear gas to music. Oh boy, here's a map. Here's a map of the situation. This is crazy. Oops. They mapped it out. Dumb. This is the dumbest thing ever. This whole thing. Leftist protest. Okay, so they're documenting the they're documenting Sorter's movements. This is so ridiculous. The most ridiculous thing ever. When Sorter, okay, so last week, Sorter's arrest inspired a group of camera-wielding Trump loyalists to stake out a chunk of sidewalk outside the facility. Some, like Sorter, describe themselves as journalists and are unabashed in their support for ISIS, I said. Several were invited in. Okay, I already read that part, my bad. The map distracted me. I couldn't believe this. Like, you watched this map and then fucking Matt Tardio's map. I just can't. This is the dumbest thing. It's literally a fucking T intersection. The smallest piece of land ever. But like throughout history, though, there's been dumb shit situations like this where small ass pieces of land that are like irrelevant as hell become flashpoints. So whatever. When Sorter returned to the protest site in the evening after his arrest, he received a hero's welcome from his conservative allies, some of whom wore Charlie Kirk tribute shirts or carried American flags. Before his arrest, Sorter had snatched a burning American flag from a demonstrator and stomped out the flames. Yeah, he stole property from someone who has their freedom of speech. If they bought that flag, which Trump can say all he wants, that if you burn the flag, you're going to jail. Nope. His thing is if you burn the flag and invoke a riot because of it. Or if you're like, all right, burning flag, now everyone go riot. Like, yeah, you probably can, but you're going to jail for inciting a riot, though. They're just trying to scare you into not burning an American flag. Like, the actual charge would be because you incited a riot. Like, and we're like, let's go riot after. They're getting you on that. But Sorter, like they just said here, snatched a burning American flag from a demonstrator. So you tried to steal someone else's property. By the weekend, he was carrying the charred flag on a pole and shoving his way through the leftist sidewalk encampment. Nick, I'm sure you know, but we have about 100 and something people live streaming, one of Nick Sorter's fans said while recording him on TikTok. Anytime that we brought you up or talked about you, we have tens of people in here talking about Nick as a hero. We support you, Nick. We hope you're okay. Just know the nation's behind you. This is Leilani Payne, fixes her hair. 19-year-old left-wing activist. Oh, she was the one that was hit in the face with the mace. The moment that brought Sorter to national attention and eventually the notice of the White House began with a shot of pepper spray. Leilani Payne, 19, had been a fixture at the protests. She described herself as anti-fascist, but says she isn't aware of any organization or leadership structure behind the demonstration. On the night of October 2nd, as ICE agents cleared the sidewalk of protesters, though Payne did not make contact with officers or cross a blue line on the asphalt. I think I can type that in. She got pepper sprayed, or got sprayed right in the face. There you go.
Oh, shit. I saw you last time. Who is talking to you? No. Hey, this is the line.
You said it started? Started where? Hold on. I have literally 2 feeds up and neither of them are showing it. Press conference now. I have 2 feeds of it live.
12 days, it was very good. And within 30
9.
days, it's been as safe as any city in the country. It's been great. Took out 1,700 people, got them out. These are career criminals in many cases and people that shouldn't have been allowed in by the Biden administration.
All right, this is live.
Historically, the summer months have been a time when violent crime soar, as you know, but not under President Trump. Today, we're announcing the results of a sweeping law enforcement effort known as Operation Summer Heat. We were in many cities that people didn't know about. We kept it a little quiet, and it had a big impact, and you'll hear that in a second. But over the past few months, FBI offices in all 50 states made crushing violent crime a top enforcement priority. That's what they did, rounding up and arresting thousands of the most violent and dangerous criminals. And these are among the most dangerous and violent people in the world. They were allowed, in many cases, not in all cases, but in many cases, they were allowed in by a very foolish, actually stupid, open border policy. Just anybody could have come in.
Right.
They emptied out their jails, their prisons, their mental institutions. They emptied them into our country. And the people behind me have done an incredible job. Because
what's going on with Trump's hair?
if we didn't have that administration...
Did he think of doing his hair today?
Easier. They allowed millions
I'd be like
of people
that.
in this country that shouldn't have been allowed, including over 11,000 murderers, half of whom murdered more than one person.
Really?
And many of them are gone now, or they're put in prison because we don't want to have them come back. So we literally put them in our prison, which we don't want to do.
Oh, okay.
But we bring them back to their countries. Working with state and local partners, the FBI arrested over 8,000 violent criminals during the course of this period.
What was that?
In major cities like
What was
New
that?
Orleans, Nashville, we saw a 250% increase in arrests. We got, and we really went after the bad ones. These include 725 individuals wanted for violent crimes against children and murderers. These arrests are in addition to the work of our historic federal task forces that make D.C. Safe Task Force has been unbelievable. I mean, the job they've done, it's incredible. And it's been so nice because so many people, they're going out to dinner and they're having dinners. They didn't go out for 4 years. And now they're going out 3 times a week. Restaurants are opening. Restaurants are full. And usually that means a lot of good things. But restaurants that were closed are now opening up. And everybody's happy. It's nobody's ever seen anything like it, actually. And everybody feels safe. You can have a child walk right through the middle of Washington, D.C., and nothing's going to happen.
Okay.
We were losing more than one person a week in Washington. They're being killed on an average of over one a week. The Make D.C. Safe Task Force has been incredible. And the Make Memphis Safe Task Force is having very similar results. It's much earlier, but we've been there for a week and a half, but I'm hearing the results are pretty incredible, and you'll hear about that. They're mobilizing more than 20 federal agencies for the largest law enforcement operation targeting violent criminals in American history. As a result of these efforts, violent crime declined nearly 20% nationwide compared to the same period last year, and it was the safest and most peaceful summer in 2 decades. And honestly, we haven't really even gotten going yet. If we
know.
Have to fight all of these radical left governors, we could have had Chicago taken care of, as an example. They had, in a short period of time, 4,000 murders in Chicago, and we have to listen to this man stand up and say that we're bad people. And the people of Chicago are walking around with MAGA hats. You have women,
Really?
beautiful black women, walking
Beautiful.
around with MAGA hats.
Really?
Please let the president in, and we don't care how he does it.
Which
They're not
influencer was
interested
this?
in National Guard or
What influencer
Army,
did that?
Navy, bring them in. Marines, bring in the Marines. They just want the crime to stop. And more so because of the success that we had in D.C. I think if we didn't have that success, nobody would even believe it. So I want to congratulate all of the incredible law enforcement professionals joining us today, especially Attorney General Pam Bondi, who's terrific, Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche, who is a fantastic legal talent. He really is. He's a great guy, too. And, of course, FBI Director Kash Patel. They have worked so hard on this and other things. Since the start of the administration, the FBI has arrested over 23,000 violent criminals, more than double the number arrested in the final year of the Biden disaster. The FBI has also destroyed or severely disrupted more than 170 organized criminal enterprises and gangs, 1,600 of the most violent gangs, and confiscated over 6,000 illegal firearms. And they've tracked down and arrested 4 fugitives on the most wanted list, 4 of the most wanted. Actually, 2 of them were the most wanted fugitives in the world. There's still much more work to be done, which is why the FBI continues to work alongside the Department of Justice, the Department of Homeland Security,
Putin and Netanyahu,
Department of War, to defend. And Pete Hegseth has been fantastic, by the way, on this too, on other things, but on this too, to defend law and order and combat violent crime, arrest illegal aliens, and make American cities the safest in the world. And when I campaigned, I talked about crime, but I never knew that we were going to get into it like we did. You know, I mean, I used to watch these cities with the murders. Chicago recently had one deal where they had 11 murders in one weekend, and they said, well, yeah, but it was a holiday weekend. They actually told me that was the reason. Like it was okay because it was a holiday. It was Labor Day. These people are the worst. They really have to, they better, I tell you what, the people in Chicago and the people in places like that can be fixed. At some point, it gets to where you can't fix it anymore. It's too far gone. And we have some cities like that. But these are great cities that can be fixed. I'm going to be strongly recommending, at the request of government officials, which is always nice, that you start looking at San Francisco. I think we can make San Francisco, there's one of our great cities 10 years ago, 15 years ago, and now it's a mess. And we have great support in San Francisco, so I'd like to recommend that for inclusion, maybe in your next group. You'll get great support. Every American deserves to live in a community where they're not afraid of being mugged, murdered, robbed, raped, assaulted, or shot. And that's exactly what our administration is working to deliver. I didn't realize I was going to make this such a big factor in the administration. I didn't really campaign. I campaigned on crime, but I never thought we'd go into every city and take a really safe city that we've all been living with
for sure.
Years,
yeah, you didn't know that.
Make them safe. And now
only everybody knew that voted against you.
For the people behind me, so
that was in the tablets.
I did get elected for
martial law is in there
for what we're doing. This is many steps above it. I want to thank Stephen.
I had no idea we were going to
audience right there.
Send the military and do stuff like that.
Him on television. I'd love to have him come up and explain his true feelings, but maybe not his truest feelings. That might be going a little bit too far. But, Stephen, thank you for doing an unbelievable job. And the people of this country love you, I tell you, and they love what you say about crime and stopping crime. So now I'd like to ask Director Patel to say a few words, and then Pam and Todd also. And I just want to congratulate them. This is an amazing thing. And we're just at the start. We're going to go into other cities that we're not talking about purposely. We're getting ready to go in.
Oh, really?
And when they go in, like Cash as an example told me that people didn't even know. 5 months ago, they went into Chicago, and they started doing a lot of work in Chicago, and we brought the numbers down a little bit. And but that really was just preparatory work for what we're going to do with the surge. We're going to have a surge of, strong, good people, patriots. And they're going to go in, they straighten it all out. So
really, they're going to go in and straighten it out.
A lot of these cities we're already working on, but we don't do it with a big flavor. But in a little while, you're going to see some numbers that you're not going to believe. And I think you'll probably start with Memphis, because I'm hearing the numbers are much quicker than we even thought possible. But again, D.C. it speaks for itself. Chicago is going to be okay. We're going to save Chicago. And I told you, and I told them. A very respected man, the head of the Union Pacific, said, "Sir, save Chicago. It can be saved." And the way he said it, it was like, can you believe it? We're trying to save Chicago.
We've heard this story for 3 weeks.
Exactly what he wants. And that's what we're going to do.
The same story.
All of our cities.
The Union guy, Union Pacific guy.
Essentially crime-free. Like other countries have crime-free. If you go all over the world, you go to the world, you hear Afghanistan and you hear all these different places.
Afghanistan?
Our crime in certain cities is worse than anything they can even imagine. And we're not going to have that any longer. It's going to stop, and it stops right here. Cash, please.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Oh, my God, bro.
Highlight some of the outstanding work that the men and women thanks to your brave leadership and the mandate you were given by the American people not only defend the homeland but crush violent crime, you tasked us with our great partners at the Department of Justice and the Attorney General and the Deputy Attorney General to start making arrests and bring prosecutions and safeguard our cities. And you said it. This is just the beginning. In just 7 months, I hope the media takes a look at every one of these charts, because these are the
look at our charts
for fighting crime in U.S. history, and it's only 7 months in.
Wow.
And to do that, our vehicle to do it of choice was Operation Summer Heat, which the FBI architected to go after violent criminals. And in just a 3-month span, you had 8,700 arrests of violent criminals.
Wow, one picture of
100 firearms seized off the streets permanently to safeguard our communities. You had 421 kilograms of fentanyl seized. Just to put that in perspective, that's enough to kill 55 million Americans alone.
Oh, wow.
You had 45,000 kilograms of cocaine seized, and thanks to our Department of Justice partners,
John Jr. seized it.
In 3 months, from June to September alone. Mr. President, that in and of itself would be historic for a 4-year presidency. You did that in 7 months because you let good cops be cops, and you partnered us with the right people, the Department of Justice.
Why are you talking so
Bring
fast?
him to court and put him in prison. And if
No,
that
he's on
weren't
normal
enough, if
speed.
you look at the year, for the entire 7-month period that we're talking about here, if you look at the
Cash
past
Patel's
4 years
on
of the
some of
Biden
that
administration,
cocaine, it seems.
16,000, 17,000, 15,000, 15,000. That's the number of arrests year over year of violent felons in this country for the Biden administration. Mr. President,
Oh,
in 7 months, you have 28,600 arrests.
Look at
of
those
violent
numbers.
felons in just 7 months alone.
well, coming in.
Because of your leadership and the dedication of the men and women at the FBI who want to go out there and do the job they were prevented from doing because that department used to be weaponized and politicized.
Yeah,
This
oh,
is
it used to be.
Take out the fangs of weaponization.
Oh, right.
This number is
For sure.
historic by every metric. 28,000 people have been arrested, violent felons alone. And then when you go over there and look at some of these charts, if you don't mind, I'll just hop over here. Look at the metrics.
They have more charts.
for the homeland.
Why did they put the fucking charts all next to each other?
Administration,
Nice.
has found and located
Almost choked on my fucking drink.
children. That is a 30% increase.
Look at Abraham Lincoln with his head down in shame. Look at
Violent
Abe.
crimes against children
Look at
arrests
head
alone.
down. He can't even believe it.
Gang arrests are up 210% in the last 7 months alone. And transnational organized crime, which Stephen Miller has been a great partner in, is up over 12% alone. These numbers are historic just as a snapshot. But just so people don't think we're focusing on violent crime alone, the national security mission, Mr. President, under your leadership has never been stronger.
Wow.
We have gone after espionage activities against our main counterparts in China, Russia, and Iran.
Really? In
China
Russia?
alone, we've had over a 50% increase in espionage arrests alone and prosecutions. In Iran, we have had a 50% increase, again, in espionage cases. And in Russia, we've had a 33% increase in espionage cases alone.
Who believes any of this? Who believes any of this? You're an idiot if you believe any of this. Oh my God. Holy shit.
Enterprises plaguing everyday Americans. We at the FBI have put out a mission to go after cyber criminals like never before. Last year, they had in total 191. This year, you already have 252 arrests. 52 arrests of violent cyber criminals who are stealing from senior citizens, who are violating our children's rights and freedoms.
This is for
and who are
Trump
violating
only.
Everyday Americans. These programs are record. And two of the things I'll finish with that I'm most proud of, Mr. President, this FBI. Fentanyl.
Oh.
As you know, it's a scourge that is killing our youth, 100,000 plus a year. To date, the FBI has seized 1,900 kilograms of fentanyl. That's enough lethal doses.
55 million.
27 million Americans.
Oh, I thought it was. Wait, I thought it was 55 million.
And if that weren't enough, Mr. President,
Wow.
you said
Get a
we
load
have
of
to go
this.
after the worst of the worst. And you empowered our Department of Justice, our Attorney General, Deputy Attorney General, and the Deputy Director at the FBI.
Another
led
chart.
the charge, not just on summer heat,
There you go.
but he also led the charge in the FBI's 10 most wanted fugitives. These people have been on the run for years. And in 7 months, you captured not one, not two, not three, but 4 of the FBI's most top 10 fugitives. 4. And just to put that in perspective, Mr. President, the Biden administration captured 4 in all of 4 years. You're on 7, and we're going to get to 10. We're going to get to 10 of 10. This includes a lady who murdered her 6-year-old handicapped child and fled to India. We got her in 2 months. This includes a narco trafficker. This includes a sex trafficker. This includes another first-degree murderer.
What about a pedophile that's in the White House?
Because of the prior administration's reckless policies that destroyed our communities, and you came in and with a mandate said, go after the worst.
Blow him harder, you fucking cuck.
This is what happens when you let good cops be good cops at the FBI. Mr. President, I just want to thank you for your incredible leadership.
Oh my God, Mr. President, can I use 2 hands later?
How to bring cases.
Oh my
and make
God,
sure
dude.
these arrests stick, and that's what
Can
the
I put
Attorney
my
General,
tongue in your
Deputy
butthole?
Attorney General have led the charge across this country because arrests without prosecutions are meaningless. We are deterring criminals from doing this activity. We are preventing criminals from coming into America, and we are absolutely crushing violent crime like never before and defending this homeland, sir. And not to mention, I almost forgot this one. It took you, sir, 2 weeks to get the Abbey Gate bomb.
2 weeks.
Joe Biden had 4 years to look for him. You got him in 2 weeks. Thanks
2 weeks.
to the effort by the FBI and the CIA, went to Pakistan, and now 13 brave warriors who were senselessly murdered because of disastrous Afghanistan withdrawal. They have justice, their families have a peace of mind, and we're going to continue to find the others, Mr. President. On behalf of the FBI, sir, I just want to thank you.
Thank you very much, Chris. Great job. Very good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please. Thank you, Mr. President. I'm here to serve
President
you.
Trump, the men and women of law enforcement
Jesus,
say
fuck.
two things to me repeatedly. First,
Holy
you
shit.
have taken the handcuffs off them and let them do their jobs, and you let cops be cops.
Yo.
That's why all this is happening.
God,
The
I was just
director,
attacked by
deputy
Pam
director
Bondi.
are working around the clock. All of these great men and women in the
Fucking
FBI.
Pam Bondi
they
just
have-
attacked
they have
me.
Families at home.
Fuck.
And they are working during a government shutdown
God
right
damn
now.
it.
Many of them have small children. Many of them, I was talking to an agent this morning, many of them have babies at home. And
Babies.
they are working around the clock to not only keep our country, but our world safe. And that's what Operation Summer Heat did. Thank you, Director, and to the Deputy Director for everything you did on behalf of the Department of Justice, and you're going to continue to keep doing. And they set the stage for what we're doing in Memphis.
Can you
We're
stop
gonna hear
yelling?
A lot more about that, our joint task force next week, but they set the stage for Memphis. And last night alone,
Why is
in
she
Memphis,
yelling?
there were almost 70 arrests. There were 12 guns seized.
Brother,
And there was
shut
a
up.
70-year-old man arrested
Fuck.
as a result of our operation in Memphis.
Gotta turn her down.
Raped a child under the age of 3. That one case makes everything we're doing worthwhile. So thank you all for being here on behalf of both of us.
Jesus.
Thank you, President Trump.
Loudmouth.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you. Mr.
Scream
President.
louder.
So this is a great day, and I think there's stats that the director talked about which are important. But
Nobody
I wanna
likes
give
Pam
two
Bondi.
Examples of what summer heat has done that actually will apply hopefully to everybody in this room. The first is for over 4 years during the last administration, there was a hotel in a town, the middle of a town in Alaska, that was being run as a drug den. There were over 1,000 calls to 911 over four and a half year period. There were multiple violent crimes, drug dealers, overdoses, and murders.
Oh,
at
were
this
there?
one hotel,
Oh.
ruining a community.
In
Summer
Alaska?
Heat went in there. It's not only arrested all the participants that were controlling the hotel, but
Wow.
seized the hotel.
Oh.
And so that's one example of
And now
what
it's an
summer heat
ICE
means to
ICE
everyday
facility.
Americans that just want to live in peace. The second example is a large narcotics trafficking group that was selling fentanyl in the state of Washington. They were shipping fentanyl and using commercial aircraft, putting fentanyl pills and powder in suitcases, flying them from the southwest border, mostly Arizona, all the way to Washington. It had
Right.
been going on for an extremely long time.
What else
and
happened?
The entire organization was arrested. And
Oh.
I say those two examples because
Okay.
it's easy to look at the board and see 1,000 arrests. How much different is our communities now compared to the past 4 years? But there's actual life examples. Every one of these arrests means that our streets are safer, and that's because of the work of this administration, of President Trump and Director Patel. So I will tell you, Attorney General Bondi and I are together every day with Director Patel, figuring out ways that we can continue to do this work, and it's not going to stop. Like the Attorney General said, and like the President said, this is just the beginning, or phase one, or a start, whatever you want to say, but it will continue on. So thank you, Mr. President, and thank you very much, Director Patel.
And Mr. President, just one last thank you for the men and women at the FBI. You found a way to get these individuals paid during a government shutdown. Our agents. So on behalf of the FBI, it's a great
I'm
day.
glad the federal fucking police and shit are getting their money. Good.
The military. Good.
That's right.
They can terrorize our citizens some more while getting paid, so that's
Any
good.
questions, please? Brian, go ahead.
Mr. President, I want to blow you more.
Getting from the American people, but they want to say thank you. Law and order is not an option in this country. It's a mandate. So I know the American people thank you for that. In terms of the guns that have been taken off the street, do you have a...
Here comes all the MAGA media now.
Taken away from someone that had a prior felony or a previous crime, that perhaps we can prosecute that, because I know that wasn't the case under Joe Biden.
We don't take guns off the streets of people that are allowed to have guns. So every gun that we're taking off the street is because it belongs to somebody who is not allowed to have it. Could be a felon, could be somebody who hears illegally. There's all sorts of conditions. But if there's a gun taken off the streets by the FBI, it's because the person who has it is not allowed to. It's not somebody who's lawfully allowed to have it. So every single one of those guns were taken off of people that aren't allowed to have them.
And not including the FBI, all of the other agencies. ATF alone since
Why
January
is she
20th
fucking
has
yelling?
removed over 25,000 illegal guns off our streets just since President Trump's been in office.
Mr. President, if I could follow up on that, could there be any further conversation to have national concealed carry applied to actual D.C.? Like if you had a driver's license in Texas and you had a permit, of course you could drive.
Well, as you know, they've been talking about that for a long time. It's an interesting question. A lot of people feel strongly both ways, but we are talking about that, Brian. Thank you.
Mr. President, on Venezuelan votes, I want to ask you, why not have the Coast Guard stop them, which it is empowered by law to do? You know, this way you can
who are you with?
Who's on the boat and ensure that they're doing
What a nasty question.
Because we've been doing that for 30 years, and it has
30
been
years.
totally ineffective. They have faster boats. Some of these boats.
They have faster boats.
Seriously, I mean, they're world-class speedboats.
Really?
But they're not faster than missiles. But we've been trying to do that for years, and so much of the drugs, 25-30%, would come in through the seas. Right now we have, I would say, none coming in through the seas.
They have faster boats, guys.
I don't know about the fishing industry. If you want to go fishing, a lot of people aren't deciding to even go fishing. We've almost totally stopped it by sea. Now we'll stop it by land.
Oh, okay.
But it never worked. It never worked when you did it in
the right way?
Correct manner.
Oh,
What's the next
in a
step
legal manner?
cartel?
Nice.
Are you considering options? Are you considering strikes on land?
Well, I don't want to tell you exactly, but we are certainly looking at land now because we've got the sea very well under control. We've had a couple of days where there isn't a boat to be found.
Oh.
And that I view that as a good thing, not a bad thing. But we had tremendous amounts coming in by boats, by very expensive boats. You know, they have a lot of money, very fast, very expensive boats that were pretty big. And the way you look at it is every boat that we knock out, we save 25,000 American lives. So every time you see a boat and you feel badly, you say, wow, that's rough. It is rough, but if you lose 3 people and save 25,000 people, these are people that are killing our population. Every boat is saving 25,000 lives. And you can see it. The boats get hit, and you see that fentanyl all over the ocean. It's like floating in bags. It's all over the place.
Oh, for the wildlife. Great. Wow.
It's a tremendous. We're saving tremendous amounts of lives.
Oh, and killing the ocean life with the drugs and everything, all the shit in the water, for sure.
I know you talked about having
What a fucking loser.
taste for Boston recently. Is this one of those cities that you might be looking into? And can you give us
Fentanyl, the drugs just get all up in the water and like the fish.
For where?
For Boston.
Yeah. Well, Boston has a bad mayor who at least is a reasonable IQ person. You know, most of them are low IQ. But and they're so bad. I mean, what's going on in Chicago is just, you'd think the guy would say, hey, look, we have a problem, Mr. President. Could you come in and straighten it out? We could have that done in a month if we had their cooperation. It's going to be done anyway.
Oh,
we could have it done in a month.
It's going to be done anyway.
Yeah, Boston, she's got 4 areas that are, wrong. And, somebody said, would we think about taking the World Cup away from Boston if they don't straighten it out? And the answer is yes. We have the right to do that with FIFA.
Oh.
So if we think that L.A. is going to be bad, or we think that applies a little bit to the Olympics too, but we'll talk about FIFA first. FIFA is very hot. If we think there's any reason that, whether it's Boston or anywhere else, that they're not doing their job, we're going to take those World Cup games and move them someplace else.
Thank you. And then Director Patel, there's been so many conspiracy theories swirling around about the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Do you have any updates for us, especially in light of all the online content that everyone's been talking about?
The only thing we deal with at the FBI and the Department of Justice is facts. And we delivered at record speed a manhunt to capture Charlie Kirk's alleged assassin in 33 hours.
Wow.
If you put that in perspective, to Luigi Mangione with the Boston bomber, they took them 5 days and a police officer lost their life in their manhunt. We are running on absolutely every single lead, and the best thing we can do to honor my friend Charlie Kirk's life is to make sure that everyone involved is prosecuted to the full extent of the law, and that's what we're focused on, investigating the facts, not trading in conspiracy theories.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Mr. President, thank you
Nice,
so much.
nice response, Cash. Thank you.
China's export curbs on
My
rare
friend,
earths,
Charlie
do you
Kirk.
view India as a reliable partner going forward.
They wouldn't have done shit without their family turning them in.
Prime Minister Modi in Malaysia, are you open to talks in terms of
Yeah,
trade?
sure. He's a friend of mine. We have a great relationship. He just said that 2 days ago, as you know. We have a great relationship. No, we were not happy with him buying oil from Russia. because that lets Russia continue on with this ridiculous war where they've lost 1.5 million people, by the way. Russia's lost 1.5 million people, soldiers mostly. This is a war that should have never started, but it's a war that Russia should have won in the first week, and they're going into the 4th year. And I want to see it.
They should have won.
So I was not happy that India was buying oil. And he assured me today that they will not be buying oil from Russia.
A war they should have won.
It's a big stop. Now I got to get China to do the same thing. You know, that is relatively easy compared to what we just did over the last.
Oh, if it's so easy, then why haven't you done it?
The Middle East was 3,000 years.
Oh.
And we got it done. This is 3 years.
Oh, that's it?
And I think we'll get it done. I think that President Putin, I think, is going to. I think he wants to get it done. We'll see.
Oh.
There's a great animosity
so?
between him and Zelensky.
Oh, for sure. Oh, yeah, we know that. We're back on day one now.
I think it's hurting the process. Yeah, please.
Okay.
Thank you. Curious.
Oh, so that means Zelensky has to be out of there? Is that what you're saying? Are you saying Zelensky has to go?
More information you can share about these strikes on the 11th.
Guys, Trump will help Ukraine.
I authorized for 2 reasons.
Something's happening.
Number one, they have
something big is happening
into the United States of America. They came in through the. They came in through the border. They came in because we had an open border policy. And as soon as I heard that, I said, a lot of these countries, they're not the only country, but they're the worst abusers.
Eat my fucking ass, Big Dev, Texas. How about that?
They've allowed thousands and thousands of prisoners, mental institution, people from mental institutions, insane asylums, emptied out into the United States. We're bringing them back. But that's a really bad, and they did it at a level that probably not, many countries have done it, but not like Venezuela. They were down and dirty. And the other thing are drugs. We have a lot of drugs coming in from Venezuela. And a lot of the Venezuelan drugs come in through the sea, so you get to see that. But we're going to stop them by land also.
Does the CIA have authority to take out Maduro?
Oh, I don't want to answer a question like that. That's a ridiculous question for me to be given. Not really a ridiculous question, but wouldn't it be a ridiculous question for me to answer? But I think Venezuela is feeling heat, but I think a lot of other countries are feeling heat too. We're not going to let this country, our country, be ruined because other people want to drop, as you say, their worst. They have given us their worst. They've loaded up our country with prisoners, with mentally ill people that are seriously ill, criminally ill. And we're not going to take it. And so, I mean, it's just one of those things. And I can tell you, we've taken care of the sea. There's nobody, and we're watching. We're watching. And if we see it, we'll save it. Yeah, please.
On the ships, though, sir, there are Republicans and Democrats up on the Hill concerned that in the briefings they've gotten about those attacks, they're not necessarily getting information about who was on them and what exactly was on those ships. Can you ensure that
but they are given information that they were loaded up with drugs, and that's the thing that matters. When they're loaded up with drugs, they're fair game. And every one of those ships they're not ships, they're boats, they're speedboats. They're extremely fast, record-setting type speedboats. They cost a lot of money, and they have a lot of money.
Record-setting type speedboats.
But they
incredible.
know one thing, and they all have the same
God,
thing
this is
in
such a
common.
fucking stupid president for stupid people.
There's drug dust. They call it drug dust.
Oh
they
my
call
God.
it fentanyl dust.
Drug dust.
All over the boat after
Drug
those bombs
dust,
go off.
guys.
And you can take along.
attack them, though, that there are
We know before. We know when they go out. We know we have much information about each boat that goes out. Deep, strong information. Yeah, please.
Deep, strong information. Remember, drug dust all over the boat.
For him and shy of tomahawks.
To who is that?
For Zelensky.
Yeah.
I fucking... Guys, how do you expect me to do serious analysis with this shit, dude? This shit is so soft.
No, we're looking at other options. We are.
Drug dust.
President Zelensky's coming in. I'm not a fan of the war. I'm not
clearly.
a fan of the way it started. It should have never happened. It
Wouldn't have happened if I was president. We know.
The election was rigged.
Rigged.
And because of that, we lost a lot of lives have been lost because of that war. Not American lives, but if I can save a lot of lives, that's why
I really love
lives.
lives.
Save lives.
Yeah. I care about. Yeah.
8 wars.
8 wars.
Prime Minister
I stopped
of
8
Pakistan
wars.
the other day
Here's
said
this whole
so
thing. Now
beautiful.
we're in the
He saved
fucking thing.
millions of lives.
I'm
He told
smoking.
that to a group of people right in this
Here he
office.
goes.
He said the president saved
Oh my
millions
fucking
of
God.
lives. And I think what he's referring to is the fact that that would have been with India, a nuclear war. That was getting very close. 7 planes, they don't talk about it, but 7 aircraft were shot down. In fact, we have the new ambassador to India right here.
He's in the weave now.
Well represented. You better represent us, not them.
Ooh. Oh.
Yeah. But Sergio's going to do a great job. He's going to do a great job. But no, we'll be talking about the war with him, and we'll be talking about. I mean, they want to go offensive. I'll make a determination on that, but they would like to go offensive. You know that, and we'll have to make a determination.
President, question. Given you have the FBI director and attorney general here today, Jim Jordan has asked Jack Smith to appear in front of the House Judiciary.
You mean deranged, Jack? He's a deranged individual. Yeah.
He's asked him to.
Well, they should. I'm surprised it takes so long. You know, we're talking about violent crime. What about the crime against a political opponent?
Yeah, what about me?
We have to talk about too.
Yeah. We're talking about crime, but what about me?
The Justice Department weaponized federal law enforcement. What do you think the committee will find out, Mr. Smith?
I think it was the worst weaponization of a political opponent in the history of the world, let alone this country. And I hope that everybody's, they're involved in it. I'm not. I'm the one that had to suffer through it and ultimately win.
Yeah, I'm the one that had to suffer.
What they did was criminal.
Yeah.
Deranged Jack Smith, in my opinion, is a criminal. And I noticed his interviewer was, I think that was Weissman.
Oh.
And I hope they're going to look into Weissman, too.
Oh, really?
Weissman's a bad guy.
Oh, yeah?
And he had somebody in Lisa, who was his puppet, worked in the office really as the top person.
Who's Lisa?
And I think that she should be looked at very strongly. There was tremendous criminal activity having to do. If we don't have fair elections in this country, we're not going to have a country. And I've said it from the beginning, fair elections and borders. And we need also fair press, because if you don't have fair press, it's very tough.
Okay.
And we've got the strongest border of anybody. Nobody has a border. We have a border where the numbers just came out again. You saw 0 people illegally. Now, we do take people into our country legally, but 0 people.
Dumbest fucking person
you're
ever.
talking about a different subject. You're talking about political crime. They have committed massive political crime. I hope they're looking at Shifty Schiff. I hope they're looking at all these people. And I'm allowed to find out. I'm allowed to, I'm, in theory, the chief law enforcement officer. But I have a very good, talented group. This is about something else. But I hope they're looking at political crime, because there's never been so much political crime against a political opponent as what I had to go through. They raided my house in Florida. It was an illegal raid. I have a lawsuit that was doing very well. And when I became president, I said, I'm sort of suing myself. I don't know. How do you settle the lawsuit? I'll say, give me X dollars, right? And I don't know what to do with the lawsuit. It's a great lawsuit. And now I won. It sort of looks bad. I'm suing myself, right? So I don't know. But that was a lawsuit that was very strong, very powerful. They raided illegally my house in Florida, Mar-a-Lago. They went through the drawers of my young son. They went through all of the cabinets and drawers of the First Lady. She walked in, she said, wow, what happened? Because she's very meticulous, and this wasn't so meticulous. As she looked into the drawers and she saw everything a mess. It's what they did against a person that just got out of office. And then you look at these corrupt people. You look at Hunter Biden. You look at the signature. As an example, the Europen. I just signed so many different things. An admiral, a four-star general. I'm signing them.
The draws.
Commissions. And by the way, I want to compliment
the win in the draws.
And also Mike, our great speaker. But John Thune, all of a sudden I'm getting these things by the hundreds. I was getting one every 2 weeks. It would have been 4 years before you got them in more. You would have had some that didn't even get in, all because of Democrat obstruction. So John Thune did a great job. I must have signed 200 into the administration. We're just about caught up. It's amazing. And so compliments to John. He had to do some things that were very tough to do that he didn't want to do, but he was forced to do it by the Democrats. And as far as the shutdown's concerned, this is a Democrat Schumer shutdown. And he's trying to do it to get relevance back into the party because he's a loser. I've known him all his life. He's always been sort of a loser, but an intelligent one. But I think he's losing IQ points with time. I think that happens. I hope it hasn't happened with me. I know if it did, you guys will let me know about it very quickly.
Violent crime, sir. Here in D.C., a judge has given...
Jesus. Cry.
Big balls.
It's incredible.
Big balls. Big balls.
Janine Pirro is doing a fantastic job, and she is beside herself. Because you have these radical left judges that they beat the hell out of this guy. And there was many people against this one guy.
Poor Big Balls.
Who was really trying to protect his girlfriend.
No,
he didn't want his
really
hooded over the door but they really beat him up badly. That just happened, right? Yeah. Wow, that's terrible. I think the judge should be ashamed of himself.
Wow.
That's a big problem. You know, they can do their job, and then they go into a court, and the people are protected by these. I don't know where they come from. Where do these people come from? Where do the judges come from? I want to compliment on behalf of Pam and Todd and all of us because, Cash, I think that Janine has done a fantastic job. And the case I heard was like flawless. It's a flawless case. They have them on tape. They have everything. And then a judge gives them a little probation. These are rough guys. And they're young. And if that happens, they're going to grow up. They're going to be real bad. They're going to cause a lot of problems. Yeah.
What?
Go ahead.
Sergio Gore has just gotten back from India. What were the conversations like with Prime Minister Modi and the other?
I think they were great. He reported to me that he's a great man, you know. Modi is a great man. That he loves Trump. Now, I don't know if the word love, I don't want you to take that any different. I don't want to destroy his political career, okay? But you have to understand, I've watched India for years. It's an incredible country. And every single year you'd have a new leader. I mean, some would be in there for a few months. And this was year after year after year. And my friend has been there now for a long time. And he's assured me there will be no oil purchased from Russia. I don't know, maybe that's
I love dictators.
Would you say? There will be no oil. He's not buying his oil from Russia. It started. You know, he can't do it immediately. It's a little bit of a process. But the process is going to be over with soon. And all we want from President Putin is stop this. Stop killing Ukrainians and stop killing Russians because he's killing a lot of Russians.
Stop killing Ukrainians?
It doesn't make
Did he just fucking...
It's a war that he should have won in 1 week, and he's now going into his 4th year. That does not look this...
Stop killing Ukrainians.
So-called war...
Those Ukrainians...
But he could make a settlement. We're willing to settle. I thought we had a deal. The hatred of the two leaders is very, it's an obstacle. It's an obstacle. There's no question about it. But I thought we had a deal 2 months ago. Who would think I created peace in the Middle East and can't get the two guys to settle? But I think we'll get them. But
the two guys.
If India doesn't buy oil, it makes it much easier. And they're not going to buy. They
guys are between the Russians and the Ukrainians.
Will not be buying oil from Russia, and they'll go back to Russia after the war's over. Jennifer?
On the shutdown, sir, are FBI officials being paid right now? Are all the FBI employees being paid?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I understand. I hope so.
Thanks to you, everybody. Thanks to you.
ICE, all that. Yeah.
That the FBI are going to receive their paychecks.
Got a lot of people paid, actually. We got the people that we want paid, okay? And we want the FBI paid, we want the military paid. We got the people that we want paid. And I'll tell you...
Yeah, the people that we want paid, not the American people.
They don't talk about this. You know, we're getting rid of programs that we didn't like.
Yeah, we know that.
That were negotiated in, but we didn't like. We're terminating those programs, and they're going to be terminated on a permanent basis. And it's thousands of people, and it's billions of dollars. We're getting rid of a lot of things that we never wanted because of the fact that they made this stupid move. And they don't want to talk about it. You know, they have their day coming up. I hear very few people are going to be there, by the way. But they have their day coming up, and they want to have their day in the sun. But they should really make a deal. So what we're doing, I mean, they call him Darth Vader, but he's actually a very nice person, Russell Vogt. But Russell Vogt is really terminating tremendous numbers of Democrat projects. There's not only jobs, I mean, the project in Manhattan, the project in New York, it's billions and billions of
Democrat
dollars.
jobs.
Has worked 20 years to get. It's terminated. Tell him it's terminated, Jennifer. All right.
What was that? What the fuck unhinged ass shit was that? What in the fuck was that?
Well, they're looking for him. Absolutely. They're looking. So we have the living hostages.
Every day. Every day it's something new.
Return some more today.
Every fucking day.
It's a gruesome process. I almost hate to talk about it. So,
I don't know.
But they're digging. They're actually digging. There are areas where they're digging and they're finding a lot of bodies. Then they have to separate the bodies. You wouldn't believe this. And some of those bodies have been in there a long time. And some of them are under rubble. They have to remove rubble. But there are graves, and some are in tunnels that that died in tunnels.
This is
way
cancer.
down under the earth, and the tunnels are like 3 feet. Can you believe it? 3 feet high. They lived like this for a long period of time. It's a horrible atrocity. At the same time, we, meaning Israel, but I knew everything they were doing pretty much. I knew most of the things they were doing, but they've killed probably 70,000 of these people, Hamas. And I said, it's time now. So we'll see what happens. We'll also see what happens. Your next question is going to be the weapons. We want the weapons to be given up, sacrificed, and they've agreed to do it. Now they have to do it. And if they don't do it, we'll do it.
We'll do it. What do you mean we'll do it?
Suggest that Hamas needs to hurry up and...
What do you mean we'll do it?
And follow your comprehensive plan.
Yeah.
That it was the head of CENTCOM saying that. Is that not a signal to Hamas, to the rest of the world, that at some point the U.S. military may more directly engage?
We won't need the U.S. military.
What do you mean then?
We won't need it.
What does that mean?
Because we're very much involved in it. If we weren't involved, there wouldn't be peace. If we didn't destroy the nuclear capability of Iran, that deal would have never happened for two reasons. The Arab nations would not have felt bold enough to do it because you have a very powerful, at that time, Iran is not powerful anymore, between what what Israel and us did. Because,
Israel took out all the leaders of all the groups. What are you talking about?
Shooting down thousands of drones that were coming into Israel. We shot them down.
Oh, this is so fucked.
We were shooting them down like it was target practice, but we shot down thousands.
Israel was like bombing in broad daylight of like all the countries to take out Hamas leaders.
We did to Iran
Remember the beeper attacks and the Hezbollah?
And see that beautiful plane, that B-2, I noticed it on the desk.
Oh, my God.
I always thought it was beautiful, but I never understood it. Now I understand. It took in hundreds of thousands of bombs in the form of two, but hundreds of thousands of pounds of bombs. And every single bomb hit perfectly. Then they sent Tomahawks in. They sent 30 Tomahawks on top of it. And that was totally, CNN said, well, maybe it wasn't as bad as Trump said, because I said obliterated. Obliterated is not a strong enough word, actually.
Oh.
And you saw the Atomic Energy Commission came out and said the word obliteration is very, very... Think of it. They came in under potential fire. They entered Iran airspace late at night, in the dark, no moon. The moon was low.
No moon. The moon didn't exist.
Couldn't see anything. And they hit every target.
Everyone.
And they
every single target.
Nobody saw that plane. That plane is stealth. Nobody saw it. The problem
Invisible plane.
It may be stealth today, but tomorrow it won't be. And we just ordered
not without
20
me.
brand new B-2 bombers. It's unbelievable as a weapon.
Biden couldn't make the moon disappear.
Riding with him in Alaska, we passed a lot of them. And he said, that really did the trick. I said, yeah, it did. It's amazing. The flying wing.
The flying wing.
No reason for the U.S. military to get involved in Gaza.
No, I don't see that. No, I think we're going to handle it.
So anyways, back to the question.
Helping Israel. But we have other countries that are now. We signed, many countries signed.
Like what? Like who? Egypt?
Relatively are very strong military powers.
Who?
And Hamas has no support.
The IDF.
See, Hamas had the support of Iran, and now Iran says, don't get us involved. The last time they got them involved didn't work out too well. So they used to have the support of Iran. Today, Iran they're trying to survive. When I heard the reports 2 weeks ago, Iran's looking to build a nuclear weapon.
Iran's trying to survive.
They got a lot of things they want to do before nuclear weapons. I said the last thing they want to do is a nuclear weapon.
I thought they can't make anymore.
Before they got even close, that site would be attacked and it would.
Oh, would it be? I thought they can't make anymore now. That's what you said. No more nukes from Iran. We destroyed it.
Are we in for a sustained trade war with China?
Well, you're in one now.
Oh,
look,
we're in a war with China now.
Tariff. If we didn't have tariffs,
really,
we would be exposed as being a nothing.
We're at war with China.
No defense. They've used tariffs on us.
This is wild.
But we've never had anybody sitting in that chair that felt the need to do it. And they've allowed us to be $37 trillion in debt, et cetera, et cetera. Tariffs are a very important tool for our defense, for our national security. If we don't have tariffs, we're not going to have national security.
Tariffs are national security now. Okay. Copy that. Remember that, chat. Write that one down.
I told them. I was in the midst
Tariffs are national security.
With
Wow.
actually with Iran, and Pakistan was going to be in line. And because of tariffs, they all want to negotiate much differently.
Jesus
We're making a
Christ.
good deal. And then I heard that they're shooting at each other. And I said during one of my conversations, are you guys going to go to war? 2 nuclear powers.
Are we still talking about Epstein?
I said, here's the deal. You go to war, I'm going to put a 200% tariff. I'm going to stop you from doing any business in the United States. I said it to both of them.
My ass.
Within 24 hours, the war ended.
My fucking.
That would have been a nuclear war. And again, the Prime Minister of Pakistan, who was here 2 weeks ago, said that that man saved many millions of lives.
Trump is spitting all over the place. Look at him.
Be war. But when it came to
What was that? That just
war
flew out of
or
his
having
mouth.
to pay massive tariffs. The tariffs overrode. That's why it's so important. Not only the money, we're taking in trillions of dollars, not only the money, the power to keep peace, the power to be used for good is enormous. But a lot of people didn't understand tariffs. It's also made us very
Yeah, we
rich.
didn't understand them.
We have a big case coming up.
Who's
in the
rich?
Supreme Court, and I will tell you, that's one of the most important cases in the history of our country.
Yeah, it's made you and your
We don't
family
win that
rich.
case, we will be a
And your billionaire friends.
weakened, troubled, financial mess for many, many years to come. I don't even know if survivable is a good term. And if we do, we're going to be the most powerful economic country in the world.
We
And
already
all we're
are,
doing
but okay,
is
we'll do it
using
more.
them as a defense against what took place for many years. China would charge us tariffs. It was incredible, but we weren't allowed to charge.
Okay.
So we're allowed to do whatever we want. We just had presidents that didn't want to do it for whatever reason.
Yeah, Biden.
And it was
Sleepy
nothing. But
Joe.
Of the 8 wars, I was saying
8
7 of the
wars.
8 wars.
8 wars.
I would say tariffs are directly responsible for me
Wow.
ending 6 of them, 5 or 6. Without the tariffs, you have wars raging all over the
I'm
world.
gonna get. I'm lightheaded. I'm lightheaded.
Other than Russia, we have no wars.
What
out
the
there.
fuck is happening?
And
No way.
we made a lot of good friends too. Tariffs.
No
are
way.
So important to our national security. If we don't have tariffs, we don't have national security.
What is
Our country
happening?
would
Stop
suffer
this.
A level that, because they
Please
use
make
so
it stop.
strongly on us. As an example, the European Union. They
it
won't take our
stop.
cars. They
This
won't
is
take
crazy.
our agriculture.
I can't.
They
This
won't
is
take
nuts.
anything, but they send
Nah.
their cars in.
I reject
Mercedes,
this. I rebuke.
BMW,
I rebuke
Volkswagen
this.
By the millions. We don't send any cars. They don't take them. They were tariffing us out.
Tariffing us out.
They don't take our
They were
agriculture.
tariffing us out, you guys.
Understand that. But it was
Tariffing the
very
fuck out of
unfair,
us.
And they were tariffing our product. They're keeping out by using tariffs. And we didn't use them, but I used them.
With their drug
And
dust.
now we made one of the great deals with your $650 billion they pay us. And we've evened it out. It's really a good thing to see.
Tariffs
And you have to
stopped
understand,
6
they've all signed
wars.
Japan, South Korea. I mean,
Maybe
South Korea,
5 or 6.
$350 billion up front. Japan, $650 billion.
Oh my God.
And they've all agreed to it.
He
They're
just
all
keeps
happy.
going. He just keeps
But
going.
before, it was a total ripoff.
Total
And
ripoff.
If we don't have the use of tariffs, we have no national security. This
None.
country will have no financial
None.
security. Will not have.
We won't have
national
the.
security.
We won't have crime.
And the
We can't.
People that brought the lawsuit
ICE.
are people that are
ICE is tariffs.
aligned with foreign nations.
ICE and
That
tariffs.
are now being treated fairly,
That's America now.
as opposed to just ripping us off and
Yeah.
ripping us asunder. So, but if we are not allowed to use what other people use against us,
Right.
there's no defense.
Not at all.
It'd
No.
be a disaster
And without
for America.
defense, you can't win
That's why
championships.
I think I'm going to go to the Supreme Court to watch it. I've not
sure.
done that, and I had some pretty big cases. I think it's one of the most important cases ever brought.
Ever in the history.
Because,
Which
we
case?
will be defenseless against the world.
Oh, okay. The world. Wow. Jesus.
Do you have one? Yes, please.
Boy, that was deep. Tariffs against the world. Without tariffs, America can't do anything.
I haven't made a decision.
It's national security.
You have some very good people in the Georgia Senate race.
Well, Governor,
What else?
That was crazy.
No, I know the governor has. He's talking to me about
That was super. That was wild.
that candidate a lot, and I understand that. I haven't made a decision yet, but I'm following that race very carefully. I think it's very important for Georgia to get a real senator, because the senator they have now is a horrible senator.
Horrible.
He allows all the crime, all the borders. You have open borders. I mean, his whole philosophy is a disaster. That's not representative of the people of Georgia. I know the people of Georgia. I won Georgia 3 times, but they say twice.
Oh.
Okay. I won it
because in 2020 I really
won it big the first time, and I won it big the second time. But we had criminals that didn't allow. I mean, I hope they're going to go into that. I hope they go into the votes which are being stored in Fulton County. And take a real look at those votes, okay? Because I won it the second time too. But I know Georgia very well. I love Georgia. Those people are great.
Yeah.
And they deserve a good senator because the man they have now is a weak, ineffective person.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Damn.
Weak
and ineffective.
By the way, you won Georgia 3 times.
I agree. Do you agree with me?
I
do. He's the media.
For someone that spends a lot of time.
He's your media, you loser.
I really have a question about
the word believe isn't strong enough, right?
Yeah,
you know.
There you go.
It's true. I know I won too. We have the great Newt Gingrich. Newt, you agree with us? Good. Otherwise, I'd have him dismissed immediately from the room. You know, his wife, as you know, has become.
The fuck is Newt Gingrich doing in there? What is happening?
So congratulations. And we're going to take
a
picture. And the only reason I'm doing it, he speaks so
well. What is happening?
He said, I'll go down as the greatest president in history. And then he blew it. He said, I'm not sure if I put him above Washington or Lincoln. So I'm not that happy about that, dude.
I've got a question about the weaponization of the DOJ. The media often says your department is weaponizing the DOJ.
Yeah, that's the opposite.
It's the opposite.
The opposite.
You represented President Trump and probably the greatest weaponization of the DOJ by Alvin Bragg. You know firsthand, if you could describe what you saw under the Biden administration and how they weaponized the DOJ.
Wow, this is crazy. It's hard to describe.
Those last 4 years against President Trump. Alvin Bragg, a local prosecutor, his office staffed by somebody from DOJ. Jack Smith, picked as a special counselor, staffs his entire office with DOJ.
Alvin Bragg.
And then there are countless things that happened. All in writing, most of them on the docket, that require no explanation except a complete abomination of the place that the Attorney General and I run now and Director Patel. So when people talk about this department weaponizing, it's embarrassing. Because there's no scenario in which you can look at what we're doing, restoring justice, doing the right thing in every single case, and say that that's weaponization, and yet remain eerily silent about what happened for the past 3 years. I mean, you read these articles and giggle, because it cannot be true that people really think that what they did to him, not once, not twice.
Wow.
I'm still counting 3, 4 times.
Wow.
But we're the ones that are weaponizing. So this man is not weaponizing the Department of Justice. We're not weaponizing the Department of Justice. It's the opposite. I mean, and also, nobody questions what I'm saying because it's true. Because we all lived the past 4 years.
Oh, nobody questions what I'm saying because it's
I never
true.
want to bring up the details, but I watch the fake news, and he's weaponized, and he wants to send them to prison. He wants all this.
Here we go.
They indicted me like 5 times.
Got you guys. Here we go.
I took a mug shot. Who would have thought it turned out to my favor? Because it was a good shot.
Here we go.
But I had to take a mug shot. It's right out there on the door. New York Post. Front page of every paper in the world. I had a mug shot. They wanted to send me. Nobody says that. They say, he's acting very, very tough. He's acting unfair. Let me tell you, if they've been nice to anybody, it's to those criminals.
Oh.
Because they are so good having to do with all of the things we're talking about today with violent crime.
Right.
But if anything, I think this Justice Department has been so respectful of the law, because the other Justice Department with Rita or Lisa and all of that scum. Real scum. What they did to the political opponent of a guy that has a seriously low IQ. Now, in his case,
low IQ.
It was low based on his career, but it got real low.
Low.
Okay?
Low.
It was descending rapidly.
Oh, descending.
But what they did to go after his political opponent is legendary. Worse than any third world country, Banana Republic.
Banana Republic.
And what we're doing is nothing. Are you kidding? Nothing. They write stories. Why aren't they doing this? And will leave. I don't have to leave it up to them, but I choose to at this moment.
Do you? Oh, you just spit again. What was that?
Never been anybody treated in the history of politics. You know, they say the two worst treated presidents by the media
were me and me.
Was that man right there, the late great Abraham Lincoln, and this guy right there, Andrew Jackson. They say
Andrew Jackson was a racist.
Terribly. They give him number 1 and number 2, but that was before
Andrew Jackson was a piece of shit.
I have number 1.
Like you. You're worse than him, though. Yeah, no, you're worse.
Been treated like I've been treated.
You've out Andrew Jackson.
You know, we had a great first term. And we had one of the most successful economies in history, etc. I rebuilt the military. We did a tremendous amount. The last part, we had a horrible thing called COVID, and we handled that well.
Wow.
We made ventilators for nations all over the world. I mean, we did
and none
a
of you
great
are
job.
thanking me.
Probably never get credit for it. Look at the therapeutics.
Have you thanked me?
Regeneron, all the different things, the vaccines, all the
things. Have you thanked me for everything I've done for you?
Job, but we had a
I don't get credit.
We had
fake news media.
We had the best economy in the history of our country.
Oh, you did.
We're blowing it away right now. Look at the stock market. Hit another all-time high today. That's 48 days out of the few days that I've served. 48 days have already hit record highs. And we have, maybe most importantly, the number we have now, I was saying 17, it's over $18 trillion is being poured into our country. It's because of the election and because of tariffs. Without the tariffs, you wouldn't have probably 18 cents. It's because of the tariffs.
Celsius
because there are no tariffs if they build in our country. And they understand that. So we have medical companies coming over. We have the AI. We're dominating China.
Dominating China.
That's impossible. We're dominating.
Thanks, Biden.
I'm letting these massive plants build their own electric generating plants.
Biden did that.
Utilities.
Biden did that with the CHIPS Act. Thanks, Biden.
But
no, fuck you.
Their own electric.
Nope, fuck you. Biden did that.
Grid, you wouldn't be able to do that.
Nope.
And we're dominating China. We're dominating with AI, which seems to be the new big thing. That's the new internet. That's the new
China's so scared. China is so scared.
So we're very happy with the job we're doing. I'm very happy with the job they're doing. But when you tell me about attacking a political opponent, there's never been, and I'm a legitimate opponent. I watch my son. He's got the #1 best-selling book now. My son, Eric, is a wonderful kid.
Eric.
That guy spent so much time with subpoenas. He got more subpoenas than anybody in the history of our country. Think of it. And he's an innocent, good boy. He's a good kid.
He's a good boy.
A good kid.
He's a good boy.
All of my children are good. They went through hell.
My little children.
My children went through federal grand juries on a hoax.
Wow.
Think of it. You have Adam Schiff and Hillary Clinton and others make up a hoax and then wanting to so they know it's a hoax. And they go before the press, say Donald Trump Jr. Will go to jail.
Definitely.
Because of what he's done with Russia. I'll never forget, I get a call from my son, Don, and he said,
my little boy, Donnie.
I'm being accused of something with Russia. I don't know anything about Russia. He didn't know anything about. Think of it, how bad they are.
So mean.
They say he'll go to prison for the rest of his life. He knew nothing about it. On a hoax.
Wow.
The Russian hoax. Russia hoax. On a story that they made up. And they made it up.
They made it up
in order to explain why Hillary Clinton lost an election that she lost by pretty good numbers. The second one, the second one was even better.
No, that was James Comey.
Was, too big
James
to
Comey
rig.
did that.
It's just too big to rig. They would have rigged. They tried to rig it.
Oh yeah.
But think of it. They want to send my children to jail, but they were after Don in particular.
Yeah.
I'll never forget
my
Adam
boy.
Shifty Schiff, a total crooked guy, lying in Congress, making up a phone conversation that I have with you, totally made up. Then when he heard it was taped, he wanted to disappear. And Nancy Pelosi went crazy because they wanted to impeach me based on the conversation that was made up. When they heard the tape, everybody, I won it unanimously in the Republican
Chuck
Party.
Schumer.
I got every single vote, something that never happens, and I beat it. But think of it, they want to put my son in jail.
My son!
For something that they
my
made
boy!
Up. So they know they made it up. And they say he will serve the rest of his life in prison.
Oh, really?
These are sick, bad people. And don't tell me about us going after them.
Right.
If anything, we've been very, very soft. I wouldn't be that soft, I'll tell you that. Thank you very much, everybody.
Wow.
Let's talk.
Wow.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. Thank you very much. Thanks, guys. Let's go. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Let's keep going. Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Look at our charts. Look at our charts. Do you want to look at our charts? Wow. Well, it's like watching The Boys. I mean, I don't need to watch The Boys now. You could just watch. You could just watch what's going on. Well, that was crazy. That was nuts. Yeah. So, oh wow. So a lot of weaving there. Whole lot of weaving, but basically the troops will escalate. Like that's going to continue. Basically, if I can try to remember something out of that, the Operation Midway Blitz in Chicago will escalate, and they're gonna. What was the word he used? Oh my fuck, dude, it was tough. It's really tough to remember that. I don't know. I can't. If someone in chat can remember the word that he used specifically about like increasing the amount of like presence of like ice mixed with, I don't know, but that was just a whole lot of weave. But basically, with the surge, thank you, Grunge. That was the specific word. They said that they're gonna have a surge of like patriots specifically. He was like, we're gonna have a surge of patriots, and they're gonna go in and take care of it. That's what he said. I can remember that part now. So because there was like in all of that fucking mess, like there's words in there that you have to pay attention to. That's why it's tough. It's a battle of like mental wit with him. So yeah, so everything we're seeing right now, which is like expected, martial law will happen eventually. We're gonna have the Insurrection Act. All that's gonna happen. So just be ready for that. There is a line painted on the sidewalk saying "Do not cross." At the moment they arrest him, he has not passed that line. Yeah. I mean, regardless, there's no justification, but yeah. If you guys didn't know, Robbie Road streamer, I showed it a little earlier, but he was detained by ICE in Portland.
It's about peace and love. It's about rock and roll in spite of ice. If you hate brown people and you are a Nazi, come on, ice, leave Portland. Yeah, why don't you come out with your super soaker? Huh? Oh,
come out of your super soaker.
For primetime players. Woo! Demolition.
Leave him alone. What are you doing? He's talking? What? He's just talking.
Boo! Everybody put free Robbie in the chat.
Oh. See you work. God, that's so.
So he got detained. Let me see. Has he been released yet? I don't see it. He hasn't released me. You actually just followed me last weekend, so that was cool. Everybody went free Robbie in the chat. They're super fucked up. You know, the Rod Stewart, I guess. Gotta bring more Rod Stewart to the protests, chat.
Oh yeah, let's have a good time today.
He's out there dancing with the
peace
toad.
In spite of ice.
He said peace and love in spite of ice. Wow.
If you hate brown people and you are a Nazi, come on, ice, leave Portland. Oh, here they come. They're not ready for primetime players. Woo!
I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing obviously because this shit's funny, but obviously until he gets arrested, that's probably like his outfit and shit is just funny. But that's why it's so fucking. What are these guys? They're from Texas. This guy's wearing a Texas patch. They just wear whatever the fuck, honestly, dude. SRT. Literally, like they're like their Arma, like they just hit the Arma bacon loadout editor. Like wearing whatever the fuck they want, dude. Like it's just nothing, just whatever.
He's talking. What? He's just talking.
All their helmets are different.
Boo!
So Robbie Road streamer detained. I don't see a post having him out yet. So make sure I retweet that. That's fucked. Because, I mean, no matter what, there's no justification for them to grab anyone that's out there protesting. But even as you guys saw, like, he's nowhere near the line. And they actually came across their own fucking line and grabbed him. I guess they couldn't handle the giraffe singing at him. Wait, he was just out there in the Guantanamo Gator outfit?
Ooh, you make me live. Whenever you come.
Look, he even gets the cops to smile too.
In your big mess, it's you with no warrant. I'm Gary the Guantanamo Gator. So that's what I'm doing. Ooh, you make me live. When you have no warrant. Coming in at 3 in the morning. You're my sunshine. I'm about no political violence. Storming the Applebee's afterwards. You guys want to storm the Applebee's afterwards? No? All right.
Are we storming an Applebee's or what? He was in Broadview. This is where we just were over the weekend.
No more hate between the Antifa and MAGA. Ooh, you make me live. You're my sunshine. When I get tear gas, I know you're gonna put milk on my face. I'm not a U.S. citizen. I need the hose. I want the hose. Poured into that uniform. She's beautiful, both of them. Does anybody want a sub? I'm not gonna throw it. It's a loving sub. Back away. What? Somebody got a case of the Mondays? Come on, I want to give you this. It's a 12-inch. Come at your officer and flirt. We're having a great time, except for Johnny Cockblocker, my lawyer over here. Black hole son over here. You couldn't even let me give her a sub because you're trying to get with her on Grindr, man. She already has slid into my DMs.
Cross their line. Come on.
What line? The subway line?
So, that's who ICE detained today. Here's this other one from Broadview. This shit was so funny.
Hell yeah. All around me are ICE agents. Hate all races except white faces. Bright and early to catch brown people. No expression, just regression. The tear gas going up their asses. No expression, no expression. And I find it kind of funny. I find it kind of sad that ICE makes more money than all our veterans. MAGA world, MAGA world.
It's a hit. He needs to release that one. He needs to do like a whole song. He needs to do an album, and then like when he's not there, protesters can just play his songs. That's a good idea for Robbie. He needs to make an album of like his random shit. I think he's freestyling a lot of that though, honestly. Maybe he plans his songs ahead, but I mean, clearly it's all original tracks with his own lyrics on shit. So that'd be sick. And people can just play him on their speakers, even though he can't be there. Obviously, he can't be everywhere. The left, Matt Walsh. The left actually wants me dead. I forgot about Matt Walsh, honestly. Not now, no. Like specifically and personally. What there's differences? They're the reason why I need security at my house. Why I worry for my children's safety. We had to make a major changes to the way we live our daily lives to account for this danger. So when I say that I want to stop the infighting and unite against this threat, that's the context. I'm sorry if the squabbles among right-wingers just kind of pale in comparison for me. If you have the luxury to care about that, I envy you. I truly do. Wow. I'm a victim. A victim, and you need to feel bad for me. They want us all dead in a general sense, but there are literally thousands of them, literally, who have expressed that desire and sometimes explicit intention towards me specifically, and by name. That changes things for you, especially when you have kids. It just does. It's funny to me when people, including some who have once I even considered friends, accuse me of being a grifter or whatever because I'm pushing unity. unity with this shit, by the way. That's who he's talking about. He's talking about unity with people that say I love Hitler. So there's like even more infighting right now. And the Republican Party will go, they're not going to reject this. The Matt Walsh will win. And the influencers that are like, we need to unify with this, they will win. The conservatives that are like, this was wrong and we have to disavow this, you're going to lose. Okay? I'm just being 100 with you. There won't be, because there's no movement, there's no conservative movement at all against their own party. They just end up falling into the Democrats or like the left, I guess, or whatever. Because there is nothing. What else? What do you have? You have nothing. It's MAGA world. That's what it is. So the GOP will go this mode. They're going to be playing the new Kanye song everywhere. Okay, they're going there. They're not going away from it. So Matt Walsh is like, we need to unify with that and like not be afraid of it anymore. Why can't we denounce both? And the Rokana is just being silly. Rokana was just on Benny Johnson. Any Democrat that's doing that shit should be sus. Like, I don't care. This was exactly his point, but Wick likes to cherry pick. What? The point was Republicans saying they don't like edgy jokes like this when the GC. Okay. Anyways, let's go back to my own bookmarks of shit from all of this. So, besides that crazy shit you just heard Trump like spew, I mean, I don't think we need to revisit all that. You guys heard it all. It's crazy shit. Project 2025 is real, and the military will continue to be deployed to our cities until martial law happens. So, just be ready. That's all I can tell you. JD Vance did a whataboutism to the young Republicans exposed group chat, which we kind of covered a little bit yesterday. But it's pretty bad. Referred to black people as monkeys and the watermelon people, mused about putting their political opponents in gas chambers, just usual typical Republican talk. Okay. That is actually happening. So it isn't that you should be shocked that it's happening. It's that you should be worried that it will be the GOP. Like they're going no other direction other than having that as their forward facing, like talking points is like, I love Hitler and black people are watermelon people and other racist ass shit. Highly anti-Semitic, which, I mean, let's just be honest, because of the way Israel and the fucking Netanyahu and that government is operating there, it's welcomed in a lot of Nazis to be anti-Israel, and a lot of people have been like okay with them because they're just anti-Israel, which obviously I'm not cool with at all. I'm anti-Israel specifically because of Netanyahu and the Zionism movement and the Likud party of Netanyahu. I'm not on any of that fucking Nazi shit about just being against Jewish people. That's fucking no-go. But because of this, that there's been a crossing there. There's been like a marriage there. So you got a lot of right-wing ass shit that is like openly anti-Semitic. And there's unfortunately justifications with their anti-Semitic behavior because of how Israel is behaving. So it's doing nothing, and Israel's doing nothing to help their image with that. Other than people that have to go, anti-Semitism is still bad. It still is. But you got the government acting how they're acting. It's really tough to defend sometimes. William Hendricks, the Kansas Young Republicans vice chair, used the words, the N-word in two different variations of a racial slur more than a dozen times in the chat. And also, just to remind you that none of these figures are young. Not that it would justify it. I'm not saying that, but they are in their 30s. Okay, here's like 4 pictures of them. They are not like young males, which I'm not justifying that either. I'm just saying they are like my age saying this. They're not young. They're not like high school or like college age. Everyone that votes now is going to the gas. Here's just some clips from the group chat. So we fix the showers. Gas chambers don't fit the Hitler aesthetic. I'm ready to watch people burn now. We got to pretend that we like them. Hey, come on in, take a nice shower and relax. Boom, they're dead. I'm going to create some of the greatest physiological torture methods known to man. This is who Matt Walsh says we need to unify with. For his side, for MAGA. They need to unify with this, which they already have been. It's just, they want to be loud about being Nazis. They can on X, but that's about it. They want to be able to be open with it. Openly racist, openly all of it. Anyways, so I already went through the article last night on stream. If you guys want to watch me going through the article again, I'm just going to go through some of the takes all around the horn. Where do I leave off here? So he goes, Cernovich, young Republicans blowing off steam in immature group text isn't in the same universe as a powerful Democrat fantasizing about killing kids. Couldn't give a crap less about that nonsense. Couldn't give a crap less. Young Republicans blowing off steam. They're just good old boys. Come on, they don't mean nothing by it. They didn't do nothing. Maybe Tim meant this as a compliment. I literally do not care what a bunch of college kids said in a group chat. And again, they're not. They're grown adults. They're not college kids. Left-wing group chat. Trump got that meaty neck gina, bro. Right-wing group chat. We shall R-word their women and thrust every minority into the gas chambers with zero remorse and a warrior spirit. HH. Literally. That is the difference. Joshua Reed Eagles said every American should be deeply concerned about the trajectory of the conservative movement. These activists will make up the rank and file party of leadership over the next decade. Exactly. There is no conservative movement that is advocating for a non-militant, racist, white nationalist future. Not a single one. TPUSA is absolutely white nationalist Nazi. They're not about chill ass, whatever, conservative vibes, whatever. What does that even mean? You guys start asking what is a conservative from now on. That'll be my question. If like a MAGA comes up to me when I'm out there covering stuff, I'm going to ask him, what's a conservative? Is somebody that believes in traditional family values? Okay, then why is like all of your politicians have multiple wives? Or like, whatever, like I'm going to have to hit them with, well, you're anti-LGBTQ, but a lot of your politicians are LGBTQ. But they hate LGBTQ plus people, but they themselves are. What's that about? Or like everything. It's like you can be a part of those groups as long as you hate them. You have to self-hate. Just like, I mean, race, sexual preference, any of that. You can be right wing and be what they hate as long as you hate it with them, and then make yourself as like the token. Like I'm the good one. Of whatever it is, race, sexual preference, etc. Down the whatever. I'm a good one because I'm conservative. They like me, and then they just use you as a token. Can right-wing people stop dismissing this as college kids and many of the people involved are over 30? They don't care. They don't care. They don't care at all. I love Buc-ee's. You guys like Buc-ee's? This was a terrific conversation with Ben. Yeah, I don't support that at all, man. I don't support this. Betty Johnson's a Russian paid fucking stooge. There's no unification with that. I'm not with Rokana on this at all. Bridging the divide with Benny Johnson, who isn't about that at all. He's not about unifying. He's a Russian paid fucking actor. This is clown shit. This is a terrific conversation. It's horrific the death threats you and your family have received. Go fuck yourself. Jim Stewart's in. This is fucking insane, bro. Benny Johnson is a Russian intelligence subcontractor whose sole occupation is delivering narratives designed to end liberal democracy. Platforming is crying about being threatened is giving him everything he wanted. Literally. Stop this. Well, I am not going to be nice to Democrats that are like this. And if that makes me whatever, I don't care, man. I'm not with that. I'm not with any of that right now. There's no Democrats need to run for Democrats and people that are voting for them. No more fucking unity. By default, Democratic policy positions will help conservatives, but Democrats need to run for people on the left and not give a fuck about trying to unify or have bipartisanship. You're the only ones doing it. Republicans don't do any of that. They never have. They don't go out of their way to try to bring on, and they use you as like, oh, Ro Khanna's the good one. And then Ro Khanna's positions will become further and further right wing. That's how it works. Stupid shit. Dumb shit. This is why the party system's stupid. This isn't trying to close the divide. It's falling right into his trap. Literally every word he utters is a lie. Exactly. It's so stupid. Everything he does is designed to generate the atmosphere that he's complaining about. Newsom had a take on the group chat calling for gas chambers, expressing love for Hitler, endorsing our word, using racist slurs. I'm demanding Representative James Comer open an oversight investigation into these shocking, deeply offensive messages that were exchanged. They're not going to do that. That you cheered Charlie's murder. When did he do that? Ryan, father, husband, investor, engineer, and conservative. MAGA bio number. This is the starter pack for MAGA social media bios. Listen, maggots, I know a lesbian wedding photo. Okay. That's where I'm at with it. That's what I'm saying, y'all. You ain't with that. I mean, it's gonna be tough around here for me. Isn't it odd how only Republican and right-wing chats ever get leaked? Yeah, because y'all are up to fucking sneaky ass shit. That's why. Y'all have to plan and plot. Your politics isn't natural. That's why. It's because in left wing, anyone can go out there and advocate for human rights or like the earth or the climate or whatever the fuck. And you just can do that. In Republican world, you have to be a part of group chats and plotting shit because your politics are not fucking normal, natural. It's counterculture ass shit. And like, how can we go, like your politics are, how can we go to the Antifa terrorist rally and go and get them to attack us so we can go on Fox News? And then the group that's protesting is like, we're out here to protest the occupation of our city from the federal government and the increasing militarization of the police. See how like both positions are starkly different? That's what it's like. That's what it is. That's what it is. Guys who talk endlessly about their genetic superiority, literally. Oof. That haircut too is just atrocious. What is going on there? Respectability politics is over. The right has become the left. What is the everyone? Some frat boys said some derogatory F-word slur at a group chat. See, no one cares. Some frat boys. This one's a confident one. Probably the red hair. This one's a confidently snarky Nazi. I've noticed that too. Some of them are super confident. This one's a super confident one. Yep. Some frat boys. The frat boys. What frat? Frat is that? Dungeons and fucking pedophiles? It wasn't a coincidence that they released this on Charlie Kirk Remembrance Day. Did you guys even know it was Charlie Kirk Remembrance Day yesterday, like the majority of you? Did you even know that? Anyone? J.D. Vance dismisses the young Republicans. Oh, okay. Well, here's a clip from the vice president.
You're making a little bit of news here yesterday on X, formerly known as Twitter, about
still using. Wow, this is so. Charlie Kirk got assassinated, and they're just fucking goat-seed his platform and is just using it and using his name now while he's dead. That is so nuts to me.
This Politico story, but I think it
like this is nuts. The government just fucking using Charlie. Oh my god, that'd be like me getting killed, and like I'm not even connected to any left-wing thing, but just imagine, like, I don't know, like say, oh fuck, this is so there's no comparison, but you got to imagine, you got to pretend like I'm killed, right? And then you got like Tim Walz on Mercado Media, just fucking using Mercado Media for Tim Walz like politics and shit. I don't even know. It's hard to compare because I don't have any connection to the Democratic Party. Or like you got Biden just comes on Mercado Media and just like has just guests on. Obama comes on Mercado Media. It's just like they just use it. Every day you see Mercado Media go live, but it's like fucking Biden. Wouldn't that be nuts? That would be out of there, wouldn't it? Oh, it's fine in the right-wing world though. In right-wing world, it's fine. It's accepted. It's what you're supposed. It's what Charlie would have wanted. Okay.
Ties in because we're talking about the celebratory nature of some, not many, maybe not most, but some, and it was disgusting about Charlie's assassination. There is a story, and I believe the two stories are connected, that came out of Politico yesterday. Blake, explain this for our audience, for those who don't know.
We don't need to wallow in
report it directly from the White House. This is state media.
Too much, but so Politico has a story.
State media
story where somehow they got their hands on something like 28,000.
That's why I think we will have a civil war in America eventually, because you have a giant portion of our country. It's not for all of us, and that's the problem, is that there's a fuckload of us that are not in this, like we don't consume this media unless just to criticize it like we're doing now. I'm talking people consume this directly to the bloodstream and like as if this is valid. Like, and that's a lot of Americans, and that's going to come to a head at some point. That will literally, because America, like we can't live like this forever. We can't live in two different Americas. It just can't happen. You can't have an America of Americans that live in this fucking bullshit of state media world, of right-wing state media, and then the rest of us. It's just not going to work. It literally will not work. I'm telling you right the fuck now. It won't work eventually, and it will come to a head. I don't know now. I don't know when, but it will.
1,000 messages in some group chat of, I think, 12 people that nobody's ever heard of, but they decided to just publish every single thing in this chat, whatever they found that they thought was the most salacious. And I think 10 years ago, there would have been a very different response to it. But people are starting to learn from this, and the vice president is one of the reasons why. So you tweeted this. This is far worse than... So what you did is, instead of reacting to the story itself, you just posted what Jay Jones, our friend in Virginia who's running for AG as the Democrat, had said, where he wanted his political opponents to die. And then when someone thought he might be kidding, he called to make it clear, actually, it wasn't a joke. I was serious. That's how people change their mind. And you just pointed out, quote, this is far worse than anything said in any college group chat. And the guy who said it could become the AG of Virginia. I refuse to join the pearl clutching when powerful people call for political violence.
Powerful people.
We have 14 million views on that.
Yeah.
And
just a little viral, Mr. Vice President.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'll let the tweet speak for itself. I'll say a couple of additional things. First of all,
masterful tweet, Mr. Vice President.
A person who is very politically powerful,
so
who's about
based,
to become one of the most powerful law enforcement officers in the country, that person seriously wishing for political violence and political assassination is 1,000 times worse than what a bunch of young people, and
that's the danger. That's why I was mentioning that earlier, because yes, you guys are fine right now, but like there's a 70+ million Americans that consume this media and not no way to criticize it. Remember, you just got to have that in the back of your brain. Okay. It's easy to watch this in the way we're watching it, because we're on the fucking outside. Unfortunately, there's a lot of Americans that aren't not. You're just going to fucking make excuses for it. And then Mehdi Hassan goes, these are not kids or teenagers. These are GOP political operatives and lawmakers in their 30s. Facts. If young people shouldn't be punished for social posts, why did his administration just announce 6 students' visas rescinded for anti-Kirk posts? Or many of you that lost your jobs or were punished for Charlie Kirk memes. So you're for free speech? The responses are just terrible on X. Just fucking terrible. These lies are so irretrievably corrosive to our social fabric, the selfishness and it takes for someone to want power so bad they're willing to inflame and destroy. If you praise Nazis and Hitler, you shouldn't have a future in politics, but you do in the GOP. You do, though, in the GOP. I guess it'll make it easy for normal people to know who the enemy is, I guess, then. We won't have to sit through hours of fucking debate and boring ass shit to know who the fucking actual enemy is. So, and it won't be everyone, and we'll know who's who out here soon. That'll be good. I like that. I don't know when. We're going there though. We're not going away from it. I'll tell you guys, if like the vibe in America is cooling out, it's not. We're going there, okay? And honestly, it's on the conservatives, and they're not going to do it. If the conservatives actually do condemn the rhetoric, which some try to, you can see some of the organizations try to, and then you see exactly how their top influencers react and tell them, no, why are you doing that? No, we don't do that. Oh no. Lincoln Douglas style debates. Democrat and oh. What?
I swear you could sell out arenas by doing actual Lincoln Douglas debates.
We could sell out arenas. Yeah. Let's monetize debates. Let's do it. You fucking idiot. Goodbye. That's it. I'm done with Rokana. Oh, let's have oh my god, dude. The Great Republican Democrat Debate sponsored by fucking Raytheon. Oh, fuck me. Have you know who can do it is why don't we have Dana White? There you go. UFC Dana White will be the debate person. Why don't you just have them fight? That's what it'll be eventually. Fuck a debate. They want to see politicians scrap it out. How much money that would make? Fuck you mean? Talk about a debate. Boring, woke, no, they gotta go fight. That's what it'll be eventually. I promise you. Just wait. You can clip this too. Clip that. They will have eventually in America, we will be at a point where you're gonna have political fights, but they're paid and pay-per-view shit. It'll be debates at first, but then people will be like, that's boring. We just want to see you guys fight. And all will be gone at that point. We'll be in cyberpunk world. It'll be cyberpunk entertainment. While we're all just in the streets. Yep, I don't have a optimistic view of America, unfortunately, but until I see some of this shit getting defeated. And unfortunately, every single day it just gets worse. So I'm confident in the movement and the protests, and I've seen how they can work. But it's still the GOP, the Republican Party, is just going further and further into extremism. So I'm it's just a concern. I just don't have an optimistic view. I wish I could. I'm optimistic. There's optimistic times for sure. I'm not always doom and gloom. There's funny moments and shit, and I'm not always a doomer, I promise you. But when it comes to the future of our politics and where the right wing's at, I mean, let me know when there's a reason to be optimistic, and I promise you I will be. Black Conservative Federation condemns racist and derogatory language in the group chat. This is the equivalent of getting rejected by the fat girl. No one cares. See why I'm dark about this? Yeah, that's what they think of you, Black Conservative Federation. You clowns. So that guy was saying what he was saying in Chicago over the weekend. Jesus, dude. Holy. Nancy Mace said Charlie Kirk was murdered so the church could live on. Wow. That's why. Okay. So the church killed Charlie Kirk then, huh? Damn. New take dropped. Incredible. All right. Well, that was a lot today, guys. I mean, what else is there? They got the No Kings protest coming up, but I covered it at the beginning. I'll be out there on Saturday. We'll have streams all week this week, so like I'll be live tomorrow and Friday. I don't think I'm going anywhere. And if there's some crazy shit, I'll cover it from home. I gotta save money and just get ready to be back out there consistently and have money to do so. And I can't keep raising money and going. I mean, I could, but I mean, it's like a lot. So, and there's going to be a major protest in Minneapolis. So unless like, again, unless something crazy happens over the next couple days and like it gets, I mean, we'll watch Portland. I'll look at it from the side, and then also Chicago. But I'm thinking I'm going to stay home in Minneapolis and cover the No Kings in Minneapolis and be out there on the ground. Here at home, especially, I mean, I'd rather be home if the Insurrection Act is, and I'd be like stuck somewhere and then not be able to fly or do anything. So I think I'd rather just be home in case the Insurrection Act is invoked and martial law begins. Just being honest. I mean, you guys, I mean, I'm preparing for the worst. Why not? Why would you try to, I mean, just prepare for the worst. Hope for the best. That's what you can do. Prepare for the worst and hope for the best. Because then it's like a treat when like something really bad doesn't happen, because we only see bad things every day from this administration. There's not something that's like, okay, we did all that. We got our votes. We're going to cool out now. No, they're like, we're doing more. He said there's going to be a surge of what? He said patriots. Maybe a surge of like this shit. We're like the militarization of our cities is going to continue. So all that's going to continue to happen, and it's going to get worse. And I wish I had more optimistic shit to say to you guys, other than like hey, Free Robbie Road Streamer. We'll continue to highlight people that are out there that are trying to do what we're doing. I'm going to continue to be out there engaging in like the movement against Trump and the protesters and stuff, and interview them and talk to them. So it's not like you can do nothing. You can engage in all of that. So you're in the right place to be a part of at least the attempt to stop this. That's all we can do. So that's good. It's good to be a part of and not just sit on the sidelines. Sitting on the sidelines is boring. So appreciate all you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all the support on the stream. Hit the like button on your way out if you could. We're going to be on my gaming channel. We can start early. We're going to be on my gaming channel with Battlefield 6. All right, fuck it. We're gonna go to a real. There's more of a war zone in Battlefield 6, and also the story is good. Like fuck everybody that criticized the campaign in Battlefield 6. We started it last night, and it's good. Anyone that said the campaign in Battlefield 6 is bad they don't know what they're talking about, unless it's just like a dog shit ending or something. But we got to finish that, so we're gonna finish the campaign, and then I'm gonna play, and then we'll continue Ghost of Yote probably tomorrow. Yeah, we'll do, what is it? What day is it? Wednesday? Yeah, we'll do Ghost of Yote and continue that tomorrow and Friday. And then we got Arc Raiders coming. Fuck, for my gaming channel. Oh, no. We'll do Ghost of Yote tomorrow. And then Arc Raiders playtest comes out this weekend. So we'll be playing Arc Raiders. I'll probably play Arc Raider. We'll see, because we have Ghost of Yote to finish too. A bunch of good games. Regardless, if you like games, it's a good time to come subscribe to my gaming channel, because that's what I do. And then if some crazy shit happens, we come back here, or I go back out in the streets. But I love my gaming channel, so come check it out. You guys are awesome. Thank you again for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe, follow. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.